Some ups and downs on Wall Street today. Dow Industrials currently off 122 points. The Nasdaq up 111. S&P 500 up by 18. I'm Kimberly James. Your next news update is at 2:30. Check back several times throughout your day. Keep connected DFW with News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP for the latest on Decision 2024. WBAP saluting Copper Canyon. Copper Canyon, thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Y'all ready to go? Because it is debate night. Now, we don't need applause. We need, like, sports music. Because this is the lamest version of a gladiator combat that you're ever going to see. But this may be the only debate we get. One and done. It's going to start coverage right here on WBAP at 7 o'clock, and then it's going to interrupt my friend Chris Crock for a couple hours. So I thought we'd make up some of that time by having him back on the James Show to do some debate preview. So welcome back, Dallas radio legend Chris Crock on the James Show again. Hey, Chris.
Thank you, brother.
Well, here's the refrain I've been hearing over and over from my listeners and people who send in Facebook messages and emails and whatnot. And they seem to think as long as Trump doesn't say anything racial or anything gender or anything personality or anything mean or bullying, he can come out as the winner. He just has to be careful, because even if he doesn't mean it that way, it doesn't matter what he says. It matters what they hear. It matters what they can, if he gives them enough ammo to twist around and use against him. Now, generally speaking, is that what you've been hearing from your listeners too?
Well, actually, my opinion is that he needs to define her. He needs to clearly take every single thing that she has radically supported and radically transformed on overnight, and he needs to expose that tonight in a very simple way, while not going nuts on her and not getting personal, like you said. Any kind of a personal attack is going to cost him. Now, the interesting thing tonight is that 38% of people that are undecided say they don't know enough about her, and only 8% of people that are undecided say they don't know enough about Trump. So what that means is they know who he is. They don't know who she is. And I don't know if you caught this earlier or yet, but the source code, that they found out Kamala suddenly posted her positions overnight, yesterday or the day before, and it was caught. She was caught. She literally, I'm not making this up, it's been published by the New Republic, a left-leaning news site. They literally, Kamala's people copied and pasted Joe Biden's policies from his website and put them on hers. This woman, Trump needs to say tonight, is a cut or a copy and paste candidate. You will get more of the same of this, and she is everything she has said she was for 4 years. What she has to do is actually come up with excuses or explain herself why she's radically changed on almost every policy. She must divorce herself from Biden, which she won't do. She must criticize Biden, which she won't do. This is Trump's to win, but everybody is watching for Kamala because she has taken one interview at 16 and a half minutes and nothing else in 50 days. No press conferences, while Trump has had 36 interviews and a couple press conferences. So it's a complete night and day difference. He must define her and not get nasty. She's screwed because she doesn't have the I'm speaking. Mr. I am speaking. She wanted that hot mic so she could make it about beating each other up instead of ideas and issues, because she has none that she can share that are good or palatable by the American people. That's what I think tonight's about.
Yeah, well, I think that the moderators can cover for her for a lot of that attempt. And I think you're right, if he can define her, but he's not allowed to ask her questions. How does he do that? Does he try and just work it into his answers? How does he make her account for some of these very good points that you just brought up?
They're not going to flog Trump for asking questions to her. So, I mean, they're saying, I think what they're trying to say is you can't look at her and sit there and wait for her to answer, because that's not okay. But what he can do is rhetorically ask her, you did this.
Okay.
Why did you do this? You said this. Why did you say this? What makes you any different from Joe Biden? stuff like that, but he's got to have the facts. And if he has the simple facts, then that's it, buddy. It's over. And this is her last big chance to shine. She's been running afraid, according to the leftist New Republic, along with stealing, the copying and pasting Joe Biden's freaking policies. That's a death blow if he gets that out today.
What do you mean if he gets that out today?
She's a fraud. All you have to do is say, you were caught copying and pasting. Your policies are Joe's.
Chris
you
Crock,
lifted it from the website.
All the people out there who think Trump is Hitler, they're not going to be bothered by this. Most of the people that are voting for Kamala are really voting against Trump. I don't think they care if she copied and pasted. In fact, that probably makes them feel better that, oh, well, I was going to support Joe Biden anyway, and at least she's not doing anything crazy, just, keeping the old Democrat status quo. And so I don't think it's going to win over any of the anti-Trump people. You really think the copy and paste?
You're not going to win over the anti-Trump people. If you think he's Hitler, would you open to voting for Hitler? I mean, come on, nobody is. So those people are not what's in question. It's the people that haven't made up their mind yet. It's the independents and undecided. And the ones that don't think he's Hitler are the ones that are open. 38% don't know Kamala, 8% don't know Trump. He always will get that 40 to 45% base to rock the stadiums and have crowds everywhere. That means nothing. He needs to get above 50%, and he is trending that way. He is above her. The latest New York Times Siena poll that just came out, which, according to revered pollster Nate Silver and others, is kind of the gold standard. And he is now beating her nationally by 1 point. At this time, Hillary was up by 6. How did that work out for her? So this man is the change agent. Voters also see, according to the New York Times poll, that just was released yesterday or the day before, she is not the change agent. They see him as the change agent. She has put herself into a corner because she's not come out and spoke. She is afraid, and everybody knows it, and she's not sharing anything. And when she does, it's copy and pasted from Biden. Who wants 4 more years of this? Go to the grocery store. You want 4 more years of this? Go look at your mortgage or try to buy a house. It's 3 times. It was $1,700 for a mortgage, the average mortgage when Trump left office, and 1.4% inflation. Now it's more than double the inflation still from the 9.1 that they brought it up after a year and a half that they caused. She cast the tie-breaking vote for 3 policies that cost trillions of dollars. She's responsible for destroying this economy with profligate spending. That's why 2 top Biden economy officials, former economic advisors to Biden, said, don't do this. It's a big mistake. She did it, and voila, you have this. That's who she is, and he needs to say that tonight and say that you are a copy and paste presidency. 4 more years of the same. If you like the last 4 years, stick with her. If you don't, come back to me. He's the change agent.
Dude, radio hosts make the best radio guests, don't they, Garrett? All right, that's
no, not all.
No, okay, but this one does. This is why Chris Crock is our evening guy. Thank you very much, Chris. And we'll be tuning into you as soon as the debate's over. Go over to Chris Crock, because it's not like on TV where they tell you what they thought. It's a conversation. Chris is going to be talking to you and whoever else wants to call in. And WBAP is going to be live all the way through midnight tonight. And so call my buddy Chris, and I think I'll try and do a call in. If I don't have too many adult beverages at this event I'm going to, I'll try a call in tonight, and then we'll all rally back here tomorrow and see what's up. The latest from the campaign trail, I have some audio clips, but my question for you is, what do you think Trump has to do to win tonight? What do you think he has to do to get out of this unscathed? And because I think if he gets this right, he could just coast all the way to the election. But what do you think he has to do? Chris Crock said he has to define Kamala, define all her policies, and show the world who she is, because they don't even really know her yet. 800-288-9227. What would you coach him to do if you were in his corner? If you were Mickey talking to Rocky, what would you say? 800-288-9227. It's the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up on Wednesday's WBAP Morning News at 5:17, how did the candidates do in the first debate? Was there a clear winner? Will there be another one? We'll break it all down for you.
And at 6:47, Victoria Coach from the Heritage Foundation stops by. The war between Russia and Ukraine is expanding. She'll tell us what she thinks Russia will do next.
I'm Ernie Brown.
And I'm Monty Cook. I'll have your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb, your sports, and Nicolo say the news updates at the top and bottom of the hour, along with your money news. Al J, he keeps us laughing.
It's all on Wednesday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9 on News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, have you heard of the Prize Picks app? It's not just another daily fantasy sports app. It's actually America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. But why that wording? Well, it's not like a league. It's not when you and a bunch of friends have a draft and you get whatever players are left over on the board. This is just you against the numbers. And the reason I like this is because when I play fantasy football against my friends, I don't get to have Dak Prescott as my quarterback. I don't get to have CeeDee Lamb as my starting wide receiver. And I might get the ethereal concept of the Dallas Cowboys defense sometimes, but on Prize Picks, you could pick like Micah Parsons, and they'll tell you how many sacks people think he's going to get. All you got to do is pick more or less. So you have a combination, 2 to 6 players, and if you hit all of them, you can really come out ahead. Now you can start off with $5, download the Prize Picks app, and with your first $5, you get a $50 bonus credited right off the top if you use promo code WBAP. Promo code WBAP, download the Prize Picks app. That turns $5 into $50, a $50 bonus. And it has all kinds of like little tips and tricks in there. I think you'll like it. It was not what I thought it was. Download it, try it. You're going to be watching sports anyway. You might as well add a little spice to it. Maybe some winnings on top of that. So download the Prize Picks app. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Brought to you by carsforkids.org.
Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org to make a difference in the lives of kids. Towing is free. Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Have you tried everything? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or you're experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call Epic Healthcare right now before it's too late. 469-751-8262. Again, that's 469-751-8262. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and can lead to amputation. Epic Healthcare's program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Call Epic Healthcare today, 469-751-8262.
Are you struggling with bad feet? This is Brandy, and at the Good Feet store, we hear a lot about foot pain, but we also hear about back, knee, and hip pain. I'd like you to hear what Kelsey, a kinesiologist, has to say about the Good Feet arch support system.
As an exercise specialist, I've seen all kinds of things that people try to put in their shoes to get out of pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that they support all 4 arches in the foot.
So did you know you had 4 arches in each foot? Most shoes and inserts only support 1. Maybe that's the reason all the remedies you've tried in the past just didn't work.
When the foot's placed in the ideal position, everything else up the kinetic chain works better. You have better balance, more energy. You're going to feel better. Being able to move freely and out of pain means everything to me. And good movement starts with the feet.
Find the closest store near you at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book an appointment for your free fitting at goodfeet.com or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
Guys, let's talk weight loss, energy, and muscle tone. Are the dad bod jokes too frequent these days? Well, the testosterone experts at Synergenics are known for advanced TRT treatment, but they're also experts with GLP-1 weight loss medications. At Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, you get TRT test results on your first visit, and you can also be evaluated for prescription weight loss treatment. Do it now. Don't wait. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. That's SYNER GenXHealth.com. That's SYNERGENX Health.com. Synergenics, testosterone and weight loss.
Some heavy traffic on I-20 westbound as you make your way through Coffin County through Terrell. To be specific, right there between 34 and Rose Hill, you've got a wreck blocking the right lane. So it's going to back traffic up about 6 to 7 minutes. Westbound 80 Clements over to the Lakeway Hubbard Spillway in Forney. That road construction in the right lane slows it from FM 740 Pinson Road. And in Dallas, they've got an accident working on 45 northbound at Simpson Stewart in the 2 left lanes. It's going to be backed up 15 minutes from I-20. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Michael Scott.
Brought to you by Retire Simply Radio.
How do you retire simply? Listen to financial advisors The Winsteads, Saturdays 11 a.m. on WBAP 820 a.m. and 93.3 FM. Scott and Angela Winstead will help you retire simply. Listen in Saturdays 11 a.m. on WBAP.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
More traffic reports more often.
News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. And I don't think it's just because I'm a talk radio host, but I think maybe you and your friends are talking about this debate. And that's the main thing that's going around through all your little group chats and your Facebook message and your Facebook groups and your little Twitter conversation. Maybe you got Insta going on. That's what everyone's talking about. Why? Because the last debate was so damn consequential, it ended someone's political career. This next debate, yeah, I mean, you have one party right now that is just, they've walked like up to the edge of the plank and they're just teetering over the edge. And if this lady goes out and lays an egg, I don't know what our Democrat friends are going to do. They're already on the verge of tearing their hair out and cutting their junk off or whatever else. This could be just an amazing debate. Couple things to catch up on before I get to your calls here. Number one, there is a debate watching party tonight. Now, this is not an official station event, but I'll be at the event hosted by the American Jewish Conservatives at the Angelica Film Center, the one at Mockingbird Station. You don't want to come to see me. You want to see Ken Paxton's going to be there. Ooh, the Texas Attorney General. Yeah. And we have debate cards. We're going to be handing out debate cards. You can come play debate bingo. There's 4 different varieties. Someone's going to win some prizes. I'm trying to lean on our promotions closet out here, see if I can get like a T-shirt or something. And the other thing is, I know you're probably not going to be able to go to the event. I just wanted to invite you. If you want to get your own bingo cards, they're on the website, WBAP.com. However, we've had a lot of news since I put them up yesterday, and I didn't put it in the headline rotator. You can either search for it because it's not on the front page anymore. Just type in bingo in the search bar. It's the first thing that pops up. Or if it's linked on our X/Twitter. It's also on our Facebook. So if you follow WBAP on Facebook, you can go straight to the cards, print them yourself. And don't be afraid. People have already emailed me, I don't know how to print. Okay, well, you can right-click on it, do save as, save it to your computer, print it from there. You can right-click on it, open image in a new tab, and then just hit Control-P from print from your browser. I'll help you out. We'll get it worked out. Just let's have some fun with this debate because this may be some historic stuff. Now, the question I'm asking you is, what does Trump need to do tonight? If you were his coach, what would you tell him to do? 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. Bob in Plano, you're on WBAP. What do you think Trump should do tonight?
Yes, sir. I think he needs to find a way to get her off of what she's been memorizing for the last 9 or 11 days on a subject and just let her talk, and psychobabble will self-destruct.
Maybe. I like the idea of just letting her talk, but with the preparation, she's already been schooled on what she should and shouldn't say. And, he should be able to knock her off track, except I don't know if they're going to allow any crosstalk. There's been a dispute on whether or not the mics are going to be muted. And we went and looked at the actual report from ABC and CBS yesterday, and it's really sort of ambiguous on whether or not the mics will be unmuted. They said they will allow some crosstalk, but they can't address each other with questions, and there will be the option to mute it. It'll be up to the discretion of the network. So I think they may try and do some shady stuff with that. But yeah, if you could just let her go, that might work. I agree.
The more she talks, the worse it gets, other than, what they've been having her memorize for the past week and a half.
Right. The more she talks, the more she runs out of stuff she memorizes. And once she can get off script, I think that's where real progress can be made. I love your call. Thank you, Bob.
Me too.
All right, let's do Kevin. Hey, Kevin in Fort Worth, you're next up on WBAP. What do you think Trump should do tonight at the debate?
Yeah, I think he should point out some of the things that she said over the years. And number one I'm thinking of is that she said that 18 to 24-year-olds are stupid. And so how is she going to get their votes when they're stupid? Their choices are stupid, so their choice of her would be a dumb choice.
Maybe. That's also something I say. I say 18 to 24-year-olds are stupid. In fact, that's a pretty common refrain and when you put it in context. Out of everyone's lifespan, they are probably their dumbest, at least as an adult, between 18 to 24. You get nothing but smarter as you go older until you do reach like sort of the Biden decline. So I don't know. That's a very compelling argument to me, but we're really looking at this little 2% of swing voters who haven't decided, some of whom haven't decided because they're absolute mouth breathers. They eat boogers, they lick windows, they don't know what's going on. But there's the natural evolution of so many people when they're young and liberal until they get old and conservative. And the people that are going through that process, we need something that's going to win them over. Do you think that would, though, just pointing at her record?
I just think that they need to point it out because the Democrats are fluent in the colleges. And so, if they're seniors, they've gone through 4 years and they're about to get their degree and everything, they aren't stupid.
Okay, I can agree to that.
And for her to say that they're stupid is appalling, actually.
All right, you get a round of applause for that one. Good call, Kevin in Fort Worth. If you want to be next, 800-288-9227. What does Trump need to do to win tonight at the debate? Coming up next, I'll ask a guy from the Heritage Foundation. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Hello, I'm Dallas tax attorney Jamie Flores, the managing partner at the law offices of Nick Namath, with another important tax fact. The amount the IRS claims you owe is often incorrect. They're notorious for charging for taxes, penalties, and interest that you don't really owe.
That's right, Jamie. Hi, I'm Dallas tax attorney Nick Namath. If you have unfiled returns, the IRS might be preparing them for you. These substitute returns are often full of errors, so if the IRS hands you a devastating tax bill, don't panic, and please don't try to respond on your own. For over 20 years, I've helped individuals and businesses successfully handle the IRS, and I'm ready to help you. Give me a call and we'll set up a free and confidential evaluation, and I'll explain all the options available.
If you've received a notice from the IRS, or if you're facing IRS wage levies, garnishments, or seizures, call Nick Namath, the DFW tax attorney, at 972-484-0829 or visit myiRSteam.com.
If you're in or near retirement, you're facing two of the strongest headwinds American retirees have ever seen simultaneously: record high inflation and significant tax increases that have just been signed into law. Left unchecked, these two headwinds have the potential to ruin a retirement. At DFW Retirement Planners, they've been helping North Texas area families prepare for and successfully navigate past these two major retirement obstacles. If your plan for retirement isn't fortified to protect your nest egg from inflation and higher taxes, call today and schedule a complimentary consultation in their Dallas or Fort Worth offices or via online conference. Taking corrective action now is critical to protect your retirement nest egg. Call 888-7-PIGGY-BANK. That's 888-7-PIGGY-BANK. On the web, dfwretirementplanners.com. dfwretirementplanners.com. Serving North Texas for over 18 years. DFW Retirement Planners.
Are you losing your hair and you want a simple solution that just works? Well, what you want is the best. You want modern technology. You want top-rated physicians, something guaranteed to work. Well, guys, you just described Advanced Hair. They have completely redefined hair restoration to take care of whatever you got. The receding hairline, bald spot, just thinning hair. Advanced Hair has a simple one-day treatment with the most experienced professionals that has worked already on tens of thousands. And get this, it's your own hair. It begins to grow the very next day. It all starts with your free consultation. Call 469-599-HAIR. And if you qualify, you're also going to get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that has redefined hair restoration. Advanced Hair, 469-599-HAIR. 599-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Jinx!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Texas prepping for a Louisiana hurricane on the way. I'm Kimberly James at the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
There's construction up in Dallas, eastbound on 175 CFON between Loop 12 and Prairie Creek. You've got just one lane getting by. It is just starting to stack up, about a 5-minute delay so far. Southbound I-35E, Corinth Parkway in Denton County. Wreck is blocking the two right lanes. That's turned into a 15-minute backup from State School Mayhill. And there's a problem in Burleson on 35W northbound at FM 917. That wreck is blocking the left lane. With WBAP First Traffic and Weather on the ones, I'm Michael Scott.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
On the warm to hot and dry side most of the week, impacts from Francine look just about non-existent across the Metroplex. Rest of the day, sunshine, a high of 91. Clear tonight, low 71. There's a very slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm Wednesday, a high of 89. Sunny and hot Thursday, low 68. Highs back in the upper 90s. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
And we've got 86 degrees this hour in Dallas, 84 in Fort Worth. News brought to you by Classic Chevrolet, Mark Spain Real Estate, and Advanced Hair Restoration. Francine expected to grow to hurricane strength as it skirts the Texas coast before making landfall in Louisiana tomorrow afternoon or night. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing stay aware warnings.
One thing that a storm like this can spawn would be potential tornadoes. Everyone along the Texas coast should remain tuned into this until the storm passes their particular area.
And of course, with hurricanes and storms like this, there are no guarantees of pathways, with Abbott warning Francine could change direction at any time. Stay alert, stay tuned to weather changes if near the Texas or Louisiana coastlines. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, they face off tonight. Presidential candidates debate. News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP will air live for you pre-debate coverage from Fox News. That begins at 7 Texas time tonight. The actual debate at 8, and then post-debate analysis from Fox News airing on WBAP right after that event. In your money news, how far would you go to get rid of all that credit card debt? CreditCardRates.com surveys 3,000 users. Our Sean Allen picks up the story.
On average, Texans are willing to work an extra 6 hours and 24 minutes each week to pay off their debt. 91% stated that they'd be willing to work a 60-hour work week for an entire year to become completely debt-free. 64% stated that they would move back in with their parents or other family to clear their credit card debt. Sean Allen, WBAP News.
A mixed bag on Wall Street before the close. Dow Industrials off 117 points. NASDAQ boosted 143. S&P 500 up by 23 points this hour. Your next news update is at 3. I'm Kimberly James. Check back several times throughout your day. Keep connected, DFW, with News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP for the latest on Decision 2024.
If the Major League Baseball season ended today, the defending World Series champion Texas Rangers would be on the outside looking in. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. Fortunately, the season doesn't end today, but with less than 3 weeks remaining, the clock is ticking on this Rangers team being able to chase down the Astros in the division. Houston has a 4.5-game lead on Seattle, and Texas is 7.5 games back. The Astros, if you look at analytics, have 96% odds of clinching a postseason berth. So that leaves the wild card as a better chance to get in. But the Rangers are going to have to get really hot in these final 18 games. And I'm being optimistic. Texas is 6 back in the wild card with 7 teams in front of them. The odds aren't in their favor, but you never know. Rangers also announced yesterday they're adding top pitching prospect Kumar Rocker to the roster. The 6'5" right-hander set to make his major league debut on Thursday night. Rocker, who played at Vanderbilt, drafted with the 3rd pick in 2022. That's your Tuesday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by TrainInfo.com.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TrainInfo.com to find your local independent Train dealer. TrainInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
This report is sponsored by Lotto.com. $800 million is up for grabs in the Mega Millions draw. Order your tickets now at Lotto.com. Must be 18 or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Need to know the latest news, traffic, weather, and financial information? Check out WBAP.com and keep connected, DFW, throughout your workday.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Man, we don't need to be playing Moby. We need to be playing something like a little more upbeat because we got a big debate tonight, y'all. This is what it's going to be like. Are you ready for some football kind of music is what you need. This may be another debate. I don't see how it could be as consequential as the last debate, but it could come pretty close. Now, we have a big question mark above one of the candidates because we haven't really heard her speak for long periods of time, unscripted, live, with any challenging issues at hand. So we don't know how bad it's going to be. I bet she'll get through it. I bet she'll be fine. But there's that chance that this may be just an absolute catastrophe just because we don't know. Well, let's ask my next guest from the Heritage Foundation, Ed Hasselmeyer. You're on the James Show. You know, what are you looking for Trump to do tonight? That's been my question for the listeners. And so far, the feedback has been as long as he's just a nice guy, he didn't bring up race or gender, or her annoying cackle or anything. As long as he comes off almost boring, he's probably going to win this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at handicapping these things, but my sense is that, you know, unlike most of these debates, he's actually been president. He actually has a record. And, you know, all in all, love him or hate him, it wasn't a bad record. It was basically peace and prosperity when he was president. So I guess if I were him, I'd sort of run on that.
Well, you would think, you know, some of these other issues that aren't in the forefront, they deserve a little more attention. There was a good piece on heritage.org from you guys talking about the healthcare costs and the trend line and how bad it is in places like right here in Texas. And that's probably not going to get much of a mention tonight.
Yeah, well, what happens is, I mean, it should, as you say, and that's the area I work in. But what happens is in elections is that if you have major foreign policy or major economic issues like we have today with inflation and immigration, those kind of take center stage, and issues about things like health care or education or transportation, they sort of, get shoved to the back burner a bit.
And that's unfortunate because we actually need to be looking at this right now. Y'all make a good point on Heritage that the law came into effect in 2014. And now we're at the 10-year mark of it, and we need to see like all of these promises, all of these predictions. Costs would go down. You keep your own plan. Like exactly how did they do? This is the perfect time to be evaluating this new intervention into the healthcare industry and see if it lived up to its promises.
Well, and that was the point of the study that I did. Is I looked at all of this data and published it and did it by states, and so. For example, in Texas, remember the Obamacare affected this the individual market and the small group market, the people who buy their own insurance, not the large employer market. And what you see over 10 years is the cost of coverage in the individual market has gone up 158%, but it went up only 30% in the large employer market. So back in 2013, before Obamacare kicked in, buying an individual policy, the cost of coverage was about 35% less than your large employer group plan. Today, it's about 28% more than your large employer group plan. So clearly costs have not gone down. And what we've seen is a reduction in choices. The number of insurers has declined, and there have been no insurers offering PPO, preferred provider plans, which are the ones with the most choice of doctors and least, pre-certification stuff. In Texas, there have been no PPO plans since 2016, none.
Yeah, so we also see a greater dependence on government programs, and they talk about that when they were passing it like it was a feature, but 10 years later, this looks like quite a flaw. We have more people covered, but if it's on the taxpayers' back, that's not helping the taxpayers very much.
Right, and a lot of that was the Medicaid expansion that states were induced. So that's an area where, because Texas did not expand Medicaid, it hasn't seen as big a growth as other states. But what you have seen is substantial number of people on the individual market exchanges, because those are subsidized for low-income people. So, yes, we have seen a growth in that. But overall, nationally, there are 19 million more people on Medicaid as a result of this. And these, by the way, this is important because traditionally Medicaid has been for the vulnerable poor, for children, pregnant women, the disabled,
seniors,
the elderly. Low-income seniors. The new enrollees under Obamacare are able-bodied adults, the vast majority of whom have no children.
Sorry to cut you off. We just have less than a minute here. In 30 seconds, can you tell me how Texas is doing compared to other states?
Texas has had the 13th largest increase in the cost of individual market coverage under Obamacare. The other thing we haven't talked about is the more recent Biden administration prescription drug coverage in Medicare. And on that, Texas has had the second largest reduction in available Medicare Part D plans, or those are the drug plans for seniors. The number of plans has dropped 40% in the last 3 years, while the cost of those plans have gone up 38%. So even the new stuff that they're doing isn't helping.
No kidding. All right. Well, look, Ed Haselmeyer from the Heritage Foundation, in a sane year, this would be a top issue at a presidential debate. I wish it was getting more attention, so thank you for your work, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And go check out his article. It's at heritage.org. And Ed has a bunch of charts and graphs, and it has it broken down by state. Lets us know how this affects you here in Texas. It's good stuff, important stuff. But we got to get back to this debate. What do you think Trump needs to do to win? 800-288-9227. I'll talk to you next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Trump. She's a radical left Marxist, and she'll destroy our country.
Harris.
Unlike Donald Trump, I will always put the middle class first.
The ABC presidential debate simulcast on Fox News Radio with Democracy 24 pre- and post-debate reporting and analysis. Hosted by Jared Halpern and Jessica Rosenthal. The ABC presidential debate simulcast on Fox News Radio.
The first and possibly only presidential debate.
Tonight at 7.
Keep connected, DFW.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now new on FM at 93.3.
Hey, homeowners, did you know that industry experts, even Bob Vila, they all agree that you should have your roof inspected every year? James Parker here for Paradigm Roofs. Why is that? Well, the main reason is to catch these minor problems. You may not even be aware that you have a problem. If there's like a slow leak and it's inside and it's dripping on the inside of your wall, you could be rotting out a wall. You could be making mold problems. You could be setting yourself up for some electrical problems or maybe a fire. Who knows what all problems can arise from it. But the point of the inspection is to catch them before they become major disasters. Not only can you avoid the disaster, the mold, the fire, the damage or whatever, it would just be much cheaper for you to take care of it now before all that other mess. And so what's the cost to you? Here's a trip. $0. That's right. Greg Hiltz, owner of Paradigm Roofing, has promised that there's a 23-point roof inspection waiting for you if you give them a call. They'll come out. They'll go through the checklist. They'll take pictures. They'll show you everything they find. If everything looks good, you get a high five. We'll see you again next year. If not, we'll go over the troubles and what we can do about it. And look, if there's a worst case scenario, I can help you out with that too. If you do need a whole new roof, if you tell them you heard about it on WBAP, more specifically, The James Show, thank you very much, $500 off. So there's nothing to lose, everything to gain. 972-542-7774. That's what you call now to get your free 23-point roof inspection today from Paradigm Roofs. Go to ParadigmRoofs.com or 972-542-7774.
Shane Mullen with Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm. With all the ads for injury lawyers, choosing the right firm can be confusing. Trust 41 years of experience. Join the family that fights for yours. Call for a free consultation. 214-INJURED. MullenandMullen.com. No recovery, no expense or fees. Been that way since 83.
You know, millions of people are losing weight on semaglutide, the main ingredient in Ozempic. Are you ready to join the weight loss revolution? At Red Mountain Weight Loss, they can help. Trust your weight loss journey to a medical practice, not an online pharmacy. At Red Mountain Weight Loss, they offer quality semaglutide, medical supervision, and ongoing support, all for less than half the price of Ozempic. Just go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Hello, Patriots. Have you got rotten egg smelling water? Who can stand it? My name is Cara, and I will personally schedule your free water test. Call us today at 888-763-0050 or go online to nationspure.com and let's talk about your water solutions.
New car shopping is exciting, but it's also frustrating when you run into the fees and charges you weren't expecting. Hi, I'm Adam Burwell, General Manager of Novak Motors, and I want to invite you to a totally new way of car shopping. Novak Motors is an off-lease return outlet. We sell gently used, well-maintained, low-mileage, one-owner vehicles that have passed a rigorous multi-point inspection. At Novak, we pride ourselves on the most honest car shopping you'll find in the Metroplex. Every day, we're putting WBAP listeners into their dream vehicles through our customer-focused, seamless car buying process. We hope that you will hear this commercial and be our next great success story.
Ask about the Drive Forever program, which gives you a lifetime warranty on your engine and transmission, and drive your vehicle for 7 days with their worry-free exchange program. Check out Novak Motors' Google reviews. All of their Google reviews are from actual customers. 183 in Bedford, novakmotors.com, or call 817-616-0722. That's 817-616-0722.
Are you a man who's been experiencing a loss of sex drive and symptoms of depression? You are not alone. Many men go through a phase called male andropause, which can affect them up to 10 years before women. At Men's Edge Medical, they offer real results tailored to fit your specific needs. No matter what may be causing your erectile dysfunction, they have solutions that work. Medications you're taking for high blood pressure, pain pills, sinus medication, even smoking may worsen your sexual performance. Men's Edge Medical see patients every day with these symptoms. and they've helped countless men regain their vitality. If you've tried other treatments like shockwave therapy without success, don't be discouraged. Unlike newcomers, Men's Edge Medical has a proven track record of success, and they're located right here in DFW. Whether you're struggling with ED or premature stamina, Men's Edge Medical is here to help you reclaim your confidence and performance. Call Men's Edge Medical today at 972-996-0900. That's 972-996-0900.
A new wreck in Collin County. It's going to be in Plano 75 northbound at Spring Creek in the right lane, just starting to stack up. It's about a 12-minute backup from Park Boulevard. There's also a crash in Louisville, northbound I-35E at FM 1171 Main Street. 3 left lanes are blocked on this one. That's going to be a 30-minute backup all the way back to Business 121. And the wreck in Dallas is still working on 45 northbound at Simpson Stewart in the 2 left lanes. It stacks things up 20 minutes from I-20. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Michael Scott.
This report is brought to you by DeWitt & Dunn Financial Services. Get it done with DeWitt & Dunn.
If you're thinking about retiring or about to retire, now's the time to regroup and get a plan together. Start by talking with retirement and annuities expert Kathy DeWitt Dunn and the team at DeWitt & Dunn Financial Services. Call DeWitt & Dunn for an overview of your current plan. 972-473-4700.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Let me go ahead and play you what I'm hearing from a lot of people, but I heard it on Fox News. I'm like, this sounds like a James Show caller. Lawrence Jones was on Fox and Friends this morning saying what I've already heard from a caller today.
So Donald Trump is in a peculiar situation right now because when you look at the polling data amongst, Latinos, black voters, you see these gains happening. And there's a case for all these people saying they were better off under his economy. You want to keep those voters right there. What Kamala Harris is going to try to do is get him into this race war, right? To be vicious, to attack her as a woman. Don't put voters in that position where they have to choose between their economic situation and feeling sympathetic for Kamala Harris.
You can't get personal.
You can't get personal. I'm not saying that it is fair. I'm not saying that she may go low and call him a racist on the stage, but his response should be, you said that about Joe Biden too, and you went to work for him. So you have to be very strategic right there because they want ads of him eviscerating her from her personality and her being a woman.
A lot of people were thinking that. What do you think? 800-288-9227. What do you think Trump needs to do to win tonight? Christy, Grand Prairie, you're on WBAP. What do you think?
Yeah, he absolutely does not need to attack her. But I think that he needs to take a different type of strategy when it comes to dealing with Harris. The American people have no idea what her policies are. She's only given one clown show interview on CNN. So he should come at it, what are you hiding? Why are you not telling us and divulging? We're only left to speculate what it is. We can see from the performance that you're focused on the illegal immigration and not the American people. So he hopefully will stand up and demand answers on behalf of the American people. But I think maybe a strategy would be ask and answer for her on her behalf.
How would that sound? Do that. Do that.
Do what now?
How would he do that? Ask and answer on her behalf. Like, be Trump for a second. You don't have to do the voice or anything, but what would that sound like?
Well, why have you not spoken on your policies until now, other than, copying some of my platforms and trying to run with it? Why have you avoided interviews? What are you concealing from the people? Well, I'll tell you what she's concealing. She's concealing the fact that she's going to tax you out on your Social Security, the American people. She's going to up all the taxes. They're going to do the what is it on the tax property?
Unrealized capital gains. I see what you're saying. You know what?
Yeah.
I hope there's someone in his corner right now saying exactly what you're saying, because that sounds like it might work, Christy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And look, here's another Christy. Christy in Mansfield, you're next up on the James Show. What do you think Trump needs to do tonight?
I don't think he should attack her. I think he should base it on his record and his policies. If he goes after her, he's going to look like a jerk. So if he just sticks to policies and what he's done in the past and what he plans to do in the future, it should be a slam dunk.
Yeah, and I almost think he should do the opposite. He should kill her with kindness. He should say, listen, a lot of people think I hate Kamala Harris or make fun of her or whatnot. Actually, I think she's a very nice person. She has a delightful laugh. She seems nice and well-intentioned. It's just her policies are just terrible. It's like straight out of everything that's failed every time it's tried. And you do not want price controls. You do not want to ban fracking. You don't want to ban plastic straws. You don't want all the things that she actually stands for. She's a nice woman. She's beautiful. I hope she has a wonderful life and a wonderful marriage and a wonderful family, all that good stuff. But she would be terrible as president.
I agree.
Yeah, right. That'd be really hard to lie about that laugh, though, wouldn't it? That'd be the tough part. People would be like, is he putting us on? Your thoughts, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. What do you want to see Trump do at tonight's debate? Coming up next, we'll talk to the guy that's hosting the debate watching party, where I will be with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and the American Jewish Conservatives. That's coming up in about 10 minutes on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
This is Ernie Brown sitting here with Jeff Jr. of Trajan Wealth. You've helped a lot of people determine how much to put into their 401k and what investments to put it into, but you mentioned a big mistake that most people make. What's that?
One of the biggest mistakes people make is leaving their 401k behind when they leave their job. And another big mistake is rolling it into your new 401k.
Really? Why is that?
By leaving it behind, you completely lose control. You never want to leave your money with an old employer. And if you roll it into a new 401k, you'll often have limited investment options and may incur costs to do so. Trajan Wealth can help complete the paperwork free of charge and do a tax-free rollover. We can then help invest it according to your exact retirement goals and not just what the employer's offering.
If you have an old 401k or one that you rolled over to a new employer, call Trajan Wealth today at 469-579-3500. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Hey, are you feeling the impact of the recent changes in the timeshare industry? Well, my friends at Lone Star Transfer, they are the only company I trust to help you. Now, they have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and they have thousands of five-star reviews. Now, their customer service is their top priority. Now, for a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, call now at 833-594-0075. That's 833-594-0075. On the web, it's LoneStarTransfer1word.com.
CarsForKids.org is the best vehicle donation charity, helping kids go from surviving to thriving. CarsForKids.org picks up vehicles in any condition for free.
CarsForKids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
The
offices of Nick Namath has helped thousands of taxpayers get out of IRS trouble for over 20 years. Hi, I'm Dallas tax attorney Jamie Flores, the managing partner at the law offices of Nick Namath. For our help, call 972-484-0829 or visit myiRSteam.com.
Hey, North Texas. For going on 23 years now, folks have trusted the local experts at Clarity for premium replacement windows and doors for their home. They take a different approach, says Clarity's Melissa Pollard.
We're changing the way that people look at home improvement industry. How many times have we heard the stories, why didn't I call y'all sooner? And how many times, especially in Texas, do we get that, hey, I don't ever open my windows, can you change it to a picture window? We do that all the time, it's easy. But not only that, I mean, you change the style, the shape, the color, everything, and it just makes your house look completely different.
Trust your friendly local Clarity windows and doors experts and take advantage of 0% financing or get 40% off every other window. Make the call or click them online at ClarityWindows.com for timeless beauty and savings for your home.
Clarity Windows and Doors.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Haltom City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus media station.
Trending now.
Big night ahead, presidential candidates debate, and then here comes Hurricane Francine. I'm Kimberly James at the Novak Motors 24/7 News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com, WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
I-35E on the northbound side at FM 1171 Main Street in Louisville. That wreck is still blocking most of the freeway. The 3 left lanes are blocked, and you're backed up 40 minutes starting back at Corporate on Highway 80 westbound between the Lake Ray Hubbard Spillway and Clements. You've got road construction up in the right lane. So that means only the left gets by. You're heavy back to FM 740 Pinson Road. And a problem in Plano. It's an accident on 75 northbound at Spring Creek in that right lane. That's got traffic heavy and slow beginning at Park Boulevard. With WBAP First Traffic and Weather on the ones, I'm Michael Scott.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Staying on the warm to hot side the rest of the week, the impacts from our tropical system Francine look to be very minimal on the Metroplex. Instead, it's going to stay hot and dry most of the time. Sunshine the rest of the day, a high in the low 90s. Clear tonight, low 71. There's a small chance of an isolated storm Wednesday afternoon, high up close to 90. This weather report sponsored by Navage. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
87 degrees right now in Dallas, 86 in Fort Worth. News brought to you by Classic Chevrolet, Wilhite Rosen Roberts, and Novak Motors. Francine expected to grow to hurricane strength, skirting the Texas coast before making landfall in Louisiana tomorrow late. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing stay aware warnings.
One thing that a storm like this can spawn would be potential tornadoes. Everyone along the Texas coast should remain tuned into this until the storm passes their particular area.
And of course, with hurricanes and storms like this, there are no guarantees of pathways, with Abbott warning Francine could change course. Stay alert, stay tuned to weather changes if you are near the Texas or Louisiana coastlines. Reward money now up to $35,000 for the sniper shooting suspect in Kentucky. He's still on the run. Hundreds or more residents in an area of Kentucky still being searched in a huge manhunt that's been on since Saturday. They're looking for the gunman responsible for shooting a dozen cars on I-75. He managed to strike 5 drivers, all of them expected to live, but one of them was shot in the face.
According to the affidavit in this case, the suspected shooter texted a woman less than 30 minutes before the attack, quote, "I'm going to kill a lot of people, well, at least try." He then goes on to text, quote, "Then I'll kill myself afterwards." But police think that he is still out there, and they're urging the community to stay inside, but still be conscious even if you're at home.
That's Madison Scarpino on that story out of Kentucky. Tonight is the night for the first and so far only scheduled presidential candidates debate. News Talk 820 and 93.3 WBAP will carry it all live tonight, 7 p.m. Texas time. Fox News carries a pre-debate show. We'll have it. Actual debate begins at 8. We'll have that too. Post-debate analysis by Fox News continuing right here on News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP tonight. In your money news, inflation-adjusted median income of American households rebounded last year to its roughly 2019 level. The proportion of Americans living in poverty also fell slightly last year, that is, to 11.1 from 11.5% in 2022. And on Wall Street today, well, a bit of a mixed bag. Dow Industrials closing down 93 points. The Nasdaq boosted 141 points. S&P 500 rising 24. I'm Kimberly James. Next news update at 3:30. Check back several times throughout your day. Keep connected, DFW, with News Talk 820 AM and 93.3 FM WBAP for the latest on Decision 2024. WBAP saluting Copper Canyon. Copper Canyon, thanks for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Let's go. No people messaging me on Facebook. I will not talk about chemtrails today. That is not one of the top stories. Listen, we're just hours away from the presidential debate. This may be the only... Well, I can't say that because technically we've already had a presidential debate. It was in June. You know how that worked out. So this may be the only presidential debate between the two people that are actually going to be on the ballot. And what is that, 56 days until the election? Yeah, that's what it is, 56 days. Right around the corner. A couple of reminders. The last Blonde Kamala segment is up. I believe she's going to be on the show tomorrow to recap her fake performance at the debate. Also, bingo cards are up at WBAP.com for tonight's debate. If you want to print them out and play along at home or take them to whatever party you're going to. You can find the direct link, though, on, it's probably fastest if you go to Facebook or X if you're already following us there. And tonight we're going to be playing bingo at the Angelica Movie Theater, because there's a great event that's happening with the American Jewish Conservatives, and it's not just me and my next guest, Benji Gershon, that are going to be there, but also Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's going to be there. Benji Gershon, American Jewish Conservatives, welcome back to the James Show. Details, please.
Hey, James, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's going to be Attorney General Ken Paxton. We have Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, the chairman of the Dallas County Republican Party, as well as several conservative candidates that are running for election right now. So we need to make sure that we get all of our great candidates elected in November, and it's going to be a fantastic evening.
Oh, that was great, because last week at your other event, Alan West was sort of the MC, the host of the event. He did pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great friend and true patriot. He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah, and I'll be sure to mention again that his group, the Dallas County Conservatives, are having a concert Thursday at Gillies with John Rich, and you can meet some people there. Well, I'll talk about that later in the show. Let's focus on your event tonight, Angelica Movie Theater. What time does it start? Who all needs to come? What can they expect?
Yes, we're getting close to being sold out. We have almost 200 people registered tonight to come to this event. We got a photo opportunity for VIPs. There's a few more tickets left for that with Ken Paxton. Doors open for VIPs at 6 p.m. to select their seats, 6:30 for general admission. We're going to have several vendors there selling Trump merchandise, a lot of other great conservative organizations to stop by the vendor village inside the theater as well. We're going to be having some great raffle prizes that we're going to be giving away, some cool Trump stuff. And, of course, the debate. And then we're going to hear from Attorney General Paxton himself, as well as Colonel Allen West.
All right, so Benji, you hear this little rattling? This is a bag full of pins. I've got the pin problem solved, and I'm also coming with 100 or so bingo cards. So for those of you, if you want to play bingo at the event, of course you don't have to. I managed to raid the prize closet. I picked the lock and got a few things for giveaways for bingo. So that's going to be my contribution to tonight's event. What's the cost?
The cost is $15 for general admission, $30 for VIP, and we have a couple of photo opportunity tickets left that are $40, I believe.
Photo, and it's not for me. No one wants to take a picture with me. This is with Ken Paxton and Allen West?
With Ken Paxton.
Okay, I think you just said Ken Paxton there. Your phone broke up just a little bit.
Just Attorney General Ken Paxton, absolutely.
All right, so Angelica tonight. It's at Mockingbird in 75 and that whole Mockingbird Station fun area. We'd love to have you out. Only a few tickets left. They buy them online. Is it? You don't have American Jewish Conservatives yet, do you? Is it still Dallas Jewish Conservatives?
No, we do. We do. Go to AmericanJewishConservatives.com. You'll be able to buy tickets through the link there, AmericanJewishConservatives.com.
Yeah, and also follow them on Facebook. That way, the next time they have a big party like this, it'll show up in your feed. There's also the event on Facebook if you want to try and find it there. Looking forward. What else you got coming up? You guys have been busy lately. When's the next party?
We got a more solemn event coming up for October 7th, commemorating the victims of October 7th, but also a tribute to the heroes of that day as well.
Wow.
So stay tuned for that. We also have a Sukkot holiday dinner party, which is a really fantastic Jewish holiday. If you've never celebrated it, it's your first time, it'll be worth going to that. We're working on a few big speakers. Hopefully the the Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, will be there, and some other folks from Israel. So stay tuned. Follow us on all the social media channels and on our website, and you'll get the latest information on all those events.
Yeah, October 7th. You know, we figured it would be a little more resolved and we'd have the hostages back. Here it is 11 months later. That's a heartbreaking thing to bring up. I'm glad you're remembering it. And I guess after that, maybe we should be looking at an election night party or something. I don't know. Benji, just throwing the ideas out there.
Man. It's a great idea. We're definitely talking about it. And we're going to probably do it in coordination with a lot of other great conservative groups. So definitely got to do something for the election. It's going to be a big, big night.
All right, Benji Gershon, American Jewish Conservatives, hosting the debate watching party tonight at the Angelica Movie Theater. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being on the James Show.
James.
Right? And they're very nice. You know how nice they are? They're going to let me into the VIP event, even though I'm not a VIP or even an IP. I'm just a P, I guess. 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. What do you think Trump needs to do to come out ahead tonight? We'll continue with some more audio from the campaign trail as well, coming up on The James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
This is Casey Bartholomew, and coming up Wednesday morning at 9:04, we'll get all your reaction to all the debate fun. The Casey Bartholomew Show, weekday mornings from 9 to 11 on News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
In the wake of the recent storms, the residential metal roofing professionals at Mueller, Inc. stand with the neighbors as we begin to rebuild together. Hi, everybody. Hal J. here. Before you replace the roof on your home, be sure to consider all of your options, especially those that can help prevent roof damage in the future. Residential metal roofing from Mueller offers outstanding protection against Mother Nature. When installed to specifications, their roofing is designed to withstand winds up to an excess of 100 miles per hour. Plus, Mueller offers a wide selection of colors to give you the beautiful look you want for your home. When you choose Mueller, they will be with you every step of the way, from design to manufacturing to delivery. And they back the products with limited warranties of up to 30 years and over 85 years of experience. Call 877-2-MUELLER or online at MUELLERINC, MuellerInc.com. Be sure to tell them Hal J. said to call.
This is Victor McClure, the president of McClure Capital, and for decades, the host of the Common Sense Investing Show. In appreciation to all the listeners, I want to offer you a free copy of my very first book, the Common Sense Investing Guide to Retirement. This is your definitive guide to everything retirement. I put my 30-plus years as a retirement planner into one book. If you're within 20 years of retirement or currently retired, this book is the most informative guide you'll ever own. How do you get the most out of Social Security? How to properly plan for taxes, inflation, health care. How to get the most out of your Medicare. How to allocate your assets before and during retirement. There is a difference. How to avoid the single biggest threat to retirement. Believe it or not, it's not inflation or taxes. Most importantly, how to guarantee you'll achieve the retirement of your dreams and to make sure it lasts for the rest of your life. Call for a free copy at 972-715-2424. That's 972-715-2424. Or go to ilovemyretirement.com.
WFAA News at 6 and 10 p.m. features bold reporting.
Massive blast rocked southern Dallas. Several people have been injured.
The building that sustained so much damage.
Dynamic coverage.
2 victims are fighting for their lives here. There's just no words.
Serious situation right now that's developing across North Texas.
And original content.
We climbed and crawled to the light.
I mustered up all the strength that I had left.
Relevant news that affects you. Accurate stories. And North Texas's most trusted team. We are WFAA.
School is back, and so is the constant use of your garage door. The average garage door is 47% louder than it should be. That's the gentle hum of your refrigerator versus your neighbor's leaf blower at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. At Wellborn Garage, we guarantee a smoother, quieter door. Call today and ask for the Wellborn Whisper service. Scheduling is easy at callwellborngarage.com.
Open the door to quality and more. Wellborn Garage Doors.
Some heavy traffic moving through Louisville. It's going to be because of a wreck northbound on 35E at FM 1171 Main Street. Only the right lane is getting by. This involves an 18-wheeler, and it looks like there might be some type of fluid spill, so that one could be there for a while. You're going to be backed up from about Round Grove. It's about a 40-minute delay. Westbound 80 between Clements and the Lake Ray Hubbard Spillway, 40 into Sunnyvale. That road construction is in the right lane. It's slow from FM 740 Pinson Road. And a problem on 75 northbound at Spring Creek in Plano. Accident blocking the right lane. That was stacking traffic up 10 to 12 minutes from Plano Parkway. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Michael Scott.
This report is sponsored by Superstar Car Wash.
Unbelievable savings at Superstar Car Wash. Lock in unlimited car washes for just $10 a month with our Clean Plan. Enjoy free vacuums, microfiber towels, and much more. Don't wait. Visit any of our 19 DFW Superstar Car Wash locations. Terms and conditions apply.
Brought to you by CarsForKids.org.
CarsForKids.org, the best vehicle donation program that takes kids from surviving to thriving. Donate your old vehicle to CarsForKids.org. It's so easy and pickup is free. Plus, you'll receive a $50 Visa gift card. CarsForKids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
Helping you stretch your dollar further.
Fox Business Reports on demand on our free mobile app and at WBAP.com.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. We are just a few hours away because coverage is going to break in for tonight's presidential debate in less than 4 hours. The pre-show, the pregame, and it doesn't. This really does feel like football. I don't know if it's just because I finally got to watch football after 6 months this weekend, but there's a pregame show where we're going to come out and. It's not going to be like Terry Bradshaw and stuff, but the guys from Fox News Radio are going to come out and set the stage for what's going down in Philadelphia tonight. History will be made. I mean, this may be the end of someone else's presidential career. I really doubt it. And for the concerns that I hear on one side where valid points are being made about how Trump needs to behave, he doesn't need to come off as a bully, he doesn't need to bring up race, gender, or whatever. Look, it's going to come up. He's going to be asked about it. She's going to bring it up, and he's going to be asked to rebut it. It's going to happen. Can he behave? That's a real concern. I think he will. On the other side, there's a real legitimate criticism and concern about Kamala Harris because we don't know what she sounds like when she gets off script. We don't know if she's actually at what happens when she's asked challenging questions in a live theater with no editing and with no help. And with no, security blanket, no Tim Walz there. We just don't know. I bet she'll be fine. I bet Trump will be fine. I bet there's not going to be a whole lot of fireworks and moving the needle, because we have both of these candidates who should be going in with a similar mindset. It's like, just keep your head down, be boring, don't say anything stupid, don't say anything that can be used against you for the next 55, 56 days, and just try and get out of there with the least amount of damage as possible. And so they should. I can't say they're going to, but they both should be answering very defensively. You know, and you understand now why politicians do such vague speak. Well, because strategically speaking, pragmatically speaking, that's the smart way to go. That's what you should be doing. So, oh yeah, and I was asked, I saw a Facebook message. People were looking for the bingo cards on WBAP.com. Well, scroll off the front page, okay? So you can either search for bingo, or you can go to, like, there's a search bar at WBAP.com. If you put in the word bingo, it's the first thing that pops up. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see the link there. Now, that I put it up there a while back, so there's a few more posts since I put it up there too. But you can find it. If not, email me. I'll send you the direct link. I really don't mind. There hasn't been that much of people asking via email. Y'all been very good about going to the website and finding it yourself. Oh, look, I just got an email right as I said that. Yeah, bingo. All right, Donnie, I'll send it to you on the break. But James at WBAP.com. Let's just get you the bingo cards however we can get them. We only have a few hours left before the big event happens. One thing that I think is a constituency that's on the fence right now, Jews. We just talked to Benji from the American Jewish Conservatives, and I have a lot of conservative friends who are Jewish who marvel at the idea that their constituency leans blue. And it's been a little harder to make that case, you know, when you talk about just economics or cultural issues or, you know, civil issues. But after October 7th, there's a real opportunity here for the Jewish community that is waking up and thinking, man, I don't think the Democrats have my best interest. You have a chance to win them over here. I think that's huge. There was a parody that was a Jewish Democrats for Kamala ad that is hilarious and I think effective in the point where it either changes minds or at least makes people rethink their existing position. Because if you are a Jewish Democrat, what the heck is going through your head? Well, check out this little 60-second parody ad.
I'm a Jewish Democrat, and I'm voting for Kamala because if Iran supports her, I support her. I'm a Jewish Democrat voting for Kamala. Democrats only hate that I'm a Zionist, not a Jew. I'm a Jewish Democrat voting for Kamala because, well, Jews vote Democrat. I'm a Jewish Democrat, and the Squad are a vocal part of my party. I'm not worried about the rampant Jew hatred. What's the problem? I'm a Jewish Democrat voting for Kamala because she cares about Israel and Gaza. I'm a Jewish Democrat, and even though Democrats didn't want Shapiro to embrace his Jewish identity, I'm sure they have my best interest at heart. I'm a Jewish Democrat voting for Kamala when it comes to Israel, despite Donald Trump moving the embassy to Jerusalem, the historic Abraham Accords, Biden and Kamala flip-flopping on Israel, but I'm convinced Kamala will do a better job. I'm a Jewish Democrat. My grandparents left communism. Embracing similar ideas won't lead to the same problems. I'm a Jewish Democrat, and I'm voting for Kamala because I don't want Trump, and neither does he. I'm a Jewish Democrat, and because I've been calling Republicans white supremacists for years, I've completely ignored the anti-Semitism in the Democrat Party. I'm a Jewish Democrat voting for Kamala. If I don't, my friends will judge me.
Woo! I feel the heat, man. There was a lot of burns in that 60 seconds. You know, and that was something that came up in a conversation I had after the show yesterday. I was just on the phone back and forth with someone on Facebook. I've never met him, just a listener. And the conversation sort of drifted into this area where, you know, they call, the Team Blue calls Team Red Nazis, bigots, racists, just really terrible things. And it's not reciprocated. What horrible name do we call them? What horrible name does Team Red call Team Blue? Well, we don't call them Nazis. We don't call them racists. We don't call them sexists or bigots or homophobes or transphobes or Islamophobes or apartheid or Klansmen or literally Nazis or Hitler. What do we call them? Well, I mean, our pejoratives aren't even really insults. It's just kind of correct labels. We call them what? Communists? Like, that's the worst thing you throw at them. Socialist gets thrown out there. But that's not an insult. That's not even a term of hate. That's a description of your economic policies. And so you may think, well, they're red baiting or they're exaggerating or they're being sensational. What, giving the proper label to their economic policies? That's not a comparison. We're not calling them terrible people. Now, why is that? It's not because Team Red is such nice guys and Team Blue is just a bunch of meanies. I think for a lot of Team Red, they feel sympathy toward Team Blue. I probably most people over 40 may have been Team Blue at some point in their life. And so, yeah, look, I'm really hesitant. I don't believe in the whole global warming, a man-made catastrophic global warming scam, but I won't beat you up if you do. Because when I was 20, I did believe in it. In fact, until I was about 24, 25, I believed in all that environmental stuff. We need to recycle. Maybe we should start restricting fossil fuels. I mean, I said some really dumb stuff back then. And so I don't beat you up if you support the Green New Deal and you're like a 24-year-old. I see myself in you. And so you're not a Nazi. You're just someone who needs to go through the natural evolution that most of us, politically speaking, went through, where we were told one thing and taught one thing by our professors, by our favorite musicians and actors and people in the media. And then real world came out and proved something different. And then it started matching what the other guys were saying. And then you start to understand when you become 25, when you become 30, when you buy a house, when you have children, when you pay taxes, when you start a business. Holy crap. I have very different opinions on how we need to run the country. And so there's not a whole lot of insults going the other way, because there's a conversion process that we're hoping for, that we need to happen, or our ranks die out. So no, Team Blue, if you're thinking about Team Red and you've been told that we're a bunch of racist, hate-filled Nazi bigots or whatever, and it turns out that we sound like pretty nice guys, maybe you should think about some of the rest of our policies too. Maybe you should think about our economic policies. Maybe you should think about our border policy or our foreign policy, or why your groceries are 30% higher than they were 5 years ago. And I think some of that could be helped if we get a good debate tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. What are you hoping for? 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. I would love to hear what you would tell Donald Trump if you had his ear right before he walked out on stage. What would you tell him? 800-288-9227. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Hey fellas, did you know testosterone starts to decline in your 30s? If you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Well, the answer's simple. Get checked out at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Don't put it off. At Synergenics, you'll get testing and customized care from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy, or TRT. And you can also be evaluated for treatment with GLP-1 weight loss medications. Book your appointment at synergeticshealth.com. That's SYNER GenXHealth.com. Testosterone and weight loss.
Accurate Foundation Repair has been helping your friends and neighbors since 1999. Over 47% of our gross revenues are referral business. You want your home fixed right? Call Accurate Foundation Repair. We'll give you high-quality steel piers at a price you can afford with a warranty second to none. Call Accurate Foundation Repair at 972-623-2500. That's 972-623-2500, or on the web at AccurateFoundationRepair.com.
Accurate Foundation Repair. We give you a lift for a whole lot less.
Do your dress shoes, casual shoes, boots, and even your sneakers hurt? Are you starting to wonder, isn't there any shoe out there that will get rid of my foot pain? Maybe you don't need a better shoe. Maybe you need better support in your shoes. That's where the Good Feet store can help.
When I went to the doctor and got diagnosed with plantar fasciitis, he told me that I could only wear sneakers. So there went all my summer collection of shoes and all my dress shoes I couldn't wear. It was just too painful, too much foot pain every day. I wanted to take off my shoes as soon as I got home every day, but as soon as I got my arch supports from the Good Feet store, I now am able to, I have no foot pain whatsoever, and I can wear any dress shoe that I want.
Don't just live with pain. Come see us at the Good Feet store and see how we can help. Find the closest store near you at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book an appointment for your free fitting at goodfeet.com or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome.
I was waiting to pay my taxes till we had enough in the bank. I was going to pay them eventually, but we had to have enough money to live on. Now, the IRS threatens my paycheck and bank accounts. These are things we commonly hear from our clients. Hi, I'm Dallas tax attorney Jamie Flores, the managing partner at the law offices of Nick Namath. When the IRS comes after you, it can be devastating. We also hear, the IRS is coming after my house. I owe $20,000 in penalties alone. They said I can even go to jail. If you're facing IRS wage levies, bank levies, tax liens, and unfiled returns or past due taxes, call Nick Namath now. For over 20 years, the law offices of Nick Namath has been helping individuals and businesses in Texas stand up to the IRS and sometimes even drastically reduce what's owed. You deserve a team of experienced local tax attorneys, not some out-of-town, non-attorney tax resolution office. Call Nick Namath, the DFW tax attorney, for a free confidential consultation at 972-484-0829 or go to myirsteam.com.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Hurricane Francine, Texans beware. Louisiana, it's moving in tomorrow. I'm Kimberly James at the Novak Motors 24/7 News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
Still working on the wreck in Louisville on 35E northbound at FM 1171. It's been there for a while and probably will be for a while longer, involving an 18-wheeler and also a fluid spill. Only the right lane gets by. It's a 40-minute backup now from FM 3040 Round Grove. Also 75 northbound near County Road 370 moving through Anna in Collin County. You've got road construction up with only one lane getting by. That was backing things up 20 minutes at last check. And eastbound 175 between Loop 12 and Prairie Creek as you make your way from Dallas out toward Balch Springs. They're doing some road construction with one lane squeezing by. With WBAP First Traffic and Weather on the ones, I'm Michael Scott.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Staying on the warm to hot side the rest of the week, the impacts from our tropical system Francine look to be very minimal on the Metroplex. Instead, it's going to stay hot and dry most of the time. Sunshine the rest of the day, a high in the low 90s. Clear tonight, low 71. There's a small chance of an isolated storm Wednesday afternoon, high up close to 90. This weather report sponsored by Navage. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
And we've got 88 degrees with plenty of sunshine in Dallas right now, 87 degrees in Fort Worth. News is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet, Reliant Air Conditioning, and Mark Spain Real Estate. Francine expected to grow to hurricane strength as it skirts the Texas coast before making landfall in Louisiana tomorrow afternoon or evening. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing stay aware warnings.
One thing that a storm like this can spawn would be potential tornadoes. Everyone along the Texas coast should remain tuned into this until the storm passes their particular area.
And of course, with hurricanes and storms like this, there are just no guarantees of pathways. Abbott warning Francine could change course. Stay alert and stay tuned to weather changes if you are near the Texas or Louisiana coastlines. The big news tonight, the presidential candidates debate, only one scheduled so far, so millions of Americans are expected to tune in. You can catch it all live right here on News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP. Fox News pre-debate coverage beginning at 7 Texas time. Debate begins at 8. Fox analysis will follow that, all of it live, once again right here, News Talk 820 and 93.3 WBAP. In your money news, in the European Union today, Google losing its final legal challenge against an EU penalty for giving its own shopping recommendations an illegal advantage over rivals in its search results. This ends a long-running antitrust case with a whopping original fine of $2.7 billion taken out. Ups and downs on Wall Street today. Dow Industrials off 93 points. NASDAQ up 141. S&P plus 24 at the close. Your next news update at 4. I'm Kimberly James. Check back several times throughout your day. Keep connected, DFW, with News Talk 820 AM and 93.3 FM WBAP for the latest on Decision 2024.
Viewership in the National Football League just keeps on rolling. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. Already, by far the most dominant entity on U.S. television, regardless of the genre, coming off a banner 2023 season, across-the-board increases in viewership, week one of a new season didn't disappoint. The run of the big audience started Thursday, with the opener featuring the two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens, averaging 29.2 million. 14.2 million tuned in Friday to see the Packers and Eagles from Brazil on NBC Universal's Peacock Network. And then Sunday, an average of 23.8 million on Fox Sports for the Cowboys-Browns game. That marked the debut of Fox Sports lead NFL analyst Tom Brady. And despite the blowout win by Dallas that was largely devoid of any on-field drama, the game was up 46% from the comparable game to open last season and was the network's most watched game since week one from a game back in 2020. When America's team plays, people are watching. That's your Tuesday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
This report is brought to you by North Texas Giving Day.
Communities Foundation of Texas is proud to present North Texas Giving Day. A little goes a long way when North Texans all give at once. Give now through September 19th at northtexasgivingday.org.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Contests, plus news, traffic, weather, and financial information that keeps you connected, DFW. Available 24/7 at WBAP.com.
Hey, welcome back to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. See, I love when you get to be the political pundit, when you get to be the analyst, because granted all the input that I've had from you over the last couple of days, we all seem to come to a consensus. Let's say it's like 7:55 tonight. The debate's about to start. You have Kamala behind the curtain, stage right. Trump's behind the curtain, stage left. And they're about to call their names to walk out on the stage. You get to just say one last piece of advice to Trump as he walks out there. What would you say? Well, in that question, the overwhelming consensus from you has been, don't say anything about her race. Don't say anything about her gender. Don't make fun of her for not having any kids. Just don't insult her at all. And I know that sounds so childish. I know that sounds so shallow. I know what really matters is how they're going to govern the country and where they stand on these very important platforms and issues. But I'll be damned if that's not the truth. That's what's going to make or break this race. Should it? Of course not. But we don't live in a perfect world with perfect voters. There's 20% of this country that treats us no different than voting for prom king. 800-288-9227. What would you tell Trump right before he walks out on stage? Coming up in just, 3.5 hours. 800-288-9227. Mamie in Arlington, you're next up on WBAP. What would you tell him?
James, I basically would say what you just mentioned. Do not call her any names.
Well, hang on. That might be a little too far, actually, because I think some of the names, like calling her Comrade Kamala, might work because that attaches her to platforms. You're not making fun of her appearance or her looks or her gender or her ethnic background. Comrade Kamala, something like that might work.
Well, he's just got to be careful.
See, that you can't say that, Mamie, because this is a guy, he has an ego, and it has been his observation that throwing around nicknames has been very successful for him in previous election cycles. How do you convince him that this one's different?
So I'm sure she already told you that somebody else had come through. Well, I would make it was a black car. I've never seen it pick him up before. Okay.
Hey, listen, the main thing is I'm voting for him. I don't care what he says.
Right on. Tell your husband I said hi. Thank you, Mamie, in Arlington. See, it's different variations of that, though. Can you just be a nice guy for 5 seconds? And listen, the pushback on that's valid. It's like, well, would you rather have a roaring economy and your grocery prices somewhat stable or mean tweets? Okay, but look, you don't think like that. But there's a lot of people out there who haven't put nearly as much thought into it as you have. And as every election cycle, this isn't just a Trump thing. This goes back to I remember the first election I covered. I was on radio in Dallas in 2004 when that whole thing was going down. And I was shocked about how many people were voting for either John Kerry or George W. Bush based on, he seems like a nice guy. That's really dumb. It's really shallow. That makes my heart break for democracy. But it's the truth, pragmatically speaking. Those are the voters you got. Those are the only voters that are up in the air. The rest of us that have put some thought into it, we already know. We knew who we were voting for the day after Election Day in 2020. I mean, most people, I would say 80% of the country has been calcified in their position. And you just have some people who are waking up from being woke, ironically. And then you also have the natural evolution of people through their 20s and 30s and into their 40s where the liberalism they taught isn't working out for them in the real world, and they just gradually, incrementally start scooting across the political spectrum, and we need maybe to speed that up and someone to go ahead and start voting for Team R. So, because just as important as the presidential seat that's going to be decided in November, that election is going to hinge the Senate. It may swing it the other way, too. And that would be huge because, if Trump gets in there and he doesn't have the House and Senate, he's going to be very limited in what he can do. So we'll see. We'll see. Jeff in Dallas, you're next up. What would you tell Trump right before he walks out on stage, Jeff?
Well, everybody's got a plan. She's been having to plan it for a while. So instead of shaking her hand, I'll just slap her. Change the plan.
Yeah, okay. So you're doing the Mike Tyson mantra where everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, and this would throw her off her game?
I would think so.
Don't you think this would lose her some of the women vote?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. All right, Jeff. All right. Well, you're a terrible, terrible political analyst, but a very funny caller. So thank you very much. And we all mean this sarcastically. We do not endorse or encourage violence against women. We don't really think Kamala should be slapped. Jeff has what's called, check into it, a sense of humor. Oh, yeah. Newsflash. Forgot all about that. I thought we were talking about politics. All right, I got a couple more good calls coming up. You can jump in line, too. I would love to hear your look. You could be the political coach. What would you tell Trump 5 minutes before he walks out on the stage? Because that's coming up in just about, 4 hours? 800-288-9227. Live coverage here at 7 o'clock on WBAP. The debate is set to start at 8 o'clock, and then we'll have post-debate coverage on the Chris Crock Show whenever it's over. So just keep it right here for all the fun tonight. But I would love to hear from you, debate coach. 800-288-9227. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
I'd much rather do it on NBC. I'd much rather do it on CBS, frankly. I think CBS is very unfair, but the best of the group.
Decision 2024.
Keep connected, DFW. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now new on FM at 93.3.
Homeowners, listen up. Time to get your roof inspected. And if you have any signs that something might be wrong with your roof, you might want to go ahead and get it checked out. If you see a little brown spot somewhere on the ceiling, but it's been there for a while, it hadn't gotten any worse. Or if you see a shingle that has flown off and the rest of them look okay and it doesn't look like it's got any problems, you definitely need to get it inspected. But it's more serious than that. If your house is more than 7 years old or your roof is more than 7 years old, experts, industry professionals, even Bob Vila say that you should have that thing inspected once a year to catch these minor problems before they turn into major problems. I know you're thinking, well, I don't want to pay for that. Well, you don't have to. Well, how's that? Because they'll do it for free. No one does anything for free. Well, give them a call then. Paradigm Roofing will come out, do a 23-point roof inspection. No obligation, no pressure. There's not going to be some sales pitch at the end. Just a free inspection. All it takes is about an hour. They'll get up, they'll inspect and take pictures of 23 different areas of the most common roof failure. Make sure your roof's in tip-top shape, show you the findings, lay out your options if you do have any issues, and then let you make the decision. And if it is worst case scenario, if you do need a whole new roof, mention you heard it on the James Show, you get $500 off a whole new roof. So you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. And if you have any issues, Greg Hiltz, the owner of Paradigm Roofing, his phone number is on the bottom of your contract. So there's ultimate accountability, but you probably won't need it because they do a pretty good job over there. Go to paradigmroofs.com or call 972-542-7774. Get your free 23-point roof inspection today. 972-542-7774.
For over 120 years, Dallas Plumbing and Air Conditioning has been serving the Dallas-Fort Worth area's air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. With their decades of experience, you can rest assured their certified experts will keep your home running at its best. Visit Dallas Plumbing at dallasplumbing.com and ask about their $79 AC tune-up special. Get ready for those hot days now. Give them a call at 469-599-7200 or visit dallasplumbing.com. Licensed TACLB 50010E.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile. Right now, new denture wearers get a free upgrade to our premium denture for the price of an economy. That's an average savings of $700. Don't wait. Get the smile you've always dreamed of. Call 1-800-DENTURE to schedule your consultation today. Offer ends October 7th. Restrictions apply. Go to affordabledentures.com to learn more.
Go ahead and smile.
You might think growing your business is intimidating, complicated, scary. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be. For experts like us, growing your business is exciting, inspiring, empowering. At Bank OZK, we offer competitive financing, flexible terms, and potentially lower down payments. Growing your business starts today. Visit your local Dallas branch or ozk.com/business to learn more. Bank OZK. Greater awaits. Member FDIC, all loans subject to credit and underwriting approval.
Did you know Fox 4 brings you local news at 6:30 p.m.? It's right after our 6 p.m. news, our 5:30 p.m. news, our 5 p.m. news, and Fox 4 News at 4. Come home to local news, no matter when you come home. Always here for you. Fox 4. Last Call with Steve Noviello.
Last call.
Now 5 nights a week.
Well, the show where my panel makes the last call, but you always get the final word.
Every night at 11 after Free for All. Stay up with Fox 4.
Accident remains in Louisville, 35E northbound at FM 1171 Main Street, involving an 18-wheeler, and only the right lane is getting by. It's a huge backup, 45 minutes all the way back to FM 3040 Round Grove. Got a pair of wrecks on I-20. One of them is westbound at Great Southwest and Grand Prairie. It's in the two left lanes, 15 minutes on that delay from Carrier. And then as you continue west on 20, right there in Forest Hill and Anglin, a wreck blocks the two right lanes. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Michael Scott.
Brought to you by the law office of Nick Namath.
If you're facing IRS problems, call me, Dallas Tax Attorney Nick Namath, the DFW Tax Attorney, for a free consultation at 972-484-0829 or go to myirsteam.com, with offices in Dallas and Fort Worth.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
We've the Mark Levin Show. No, it's the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. That music bed now forever makes me think of Mark Levin, because he plays it all the time. Listen, you've heard me say about everything I need to say about the debate that's coming up. You'll hear it tonight on WBAP if you're not watching it on TV already. I really prefer you listen to it here, but I understand. 800-288-9227. I'm asking what you think Trump should do before the debate. What advice would you give him if you could put a little bug in his ear? What would it be? 800-288-9227. Brian in Garland, you're on WBAP. What would you tell him?
Well, at first I would just refer to her as Madam Vice President and just keep repeating that. And I would just try to, whenever she starts going into reproductive rights, of women's reproductive rights, I would just get a confused look on my face, and I'm a little confused. Can you explain to me what a woman is?
You know, all of human history up until about 5 months ago, that wouldn't have stumped anybody. But how amazing of a litmus test do we have with that question? Brian, I feel the exact same way. Whenever I meet somebody or someone calls into the radio show, or I have like a exchange with someone on social media, and I ask them that question and they don't give me a straight answer, everything else they say, I just disregard. Because if you're willing to pretend to not know something as obvious as what's the difference between a man and a woman, or what the definition of a woman, that tells me then you're willing to just basically lie or deny the reality about any number of topics. So it's not even worth talking to you. You're one of the people in the Emperor's New Clothes. You're one of the people that's lying about the Emperor's clothes. You're not the kid going, hey, he's naked. That's what I'm doing. That's my job. I'm the kid in the Emperor's New Clothes going, this dude's naked. And you're like, no, I don't know what a woman is. I'm not a biologist. How could I ever know such a thing? Please, 3-year-olds. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. It really is that simple. Patty in Rowlett.
Yes.
You're next up on WBAP. What would you tell him, Patty?
Well, I would tell him just before he went on stage, once you kill the horse, quit beating it.
Example?
For example, once he's made his point across, he doesn't need to keep going on and on and on and on. He needs to stop and move on to another subject.
Is that so you give her more time to speak and hang herself, or so he's not redundant and annoying?
So that she can hang herself then.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I like that, because you and I hear something different when Trump speaks than other people hear. There are a lot of people, and listen, this doesn't apply to the WBAP audience because you're listening to talk radio. Clearly, you have some level of intellect. But you got to remember, there's a whole bunch of people, millions of people in our population who have like an 80 IQ, 85 IQ, 75 IQ. And I'm not making fun of these people or putting me above them like they're beneath me. But how do you reach those people? You have to talk on their level. And I think
when he continues to go on and on and on something, then it sounds like he's harping and he's lowering his standards now.
Yeah, okay, but I think about when I used to work in like my minimum wage jobs, like whether I was in like a Ryan's Steakhouse growing up or bussing tables or waiting tables, and you work with some really dumb people. You have to tell them 3 or 4 times before it sinks in, these dull people. And I think Trump's habit of doing that is very annoying to people like you and me, Patty, who get it the first, maybe the second time he says it. We don't need to hear it 4 times. But the fact that he's been able to take such a blue constituency and make it purple, the 80 IQ people out there, I think repetition may help with some of the slower voters out there whose vote counts just as much as yours and mine, Patty.
Mm-hmm. I hear you on that.
Right. We just don't think of going for that constituency because talking like children, you wouldn't think that's an effective strategy, but that's effective for some people. You using big words and saying things that people don't understand. I think that's why some of these other headier politicians get left in the dust. I think that's one of Ron Paul's problems. He doesn't dumb it down. He's talking about the Federal Reserve and monetary inflation and the M6 money supply. And you think the average window liquor that's sitting in a drive-through right now is keeping up with that? I don't think he did any favors being too smart. Maybe the dumb part of Trump is effective. But no, the idea that you want to leave as much space for her to talk as possible, totally agree with that, Patty. Totally. Matt in Bedford, you're next up on WBAP. What would you tell Trump tonight before the debate?
Hey, thanks for having me on. I'd tell him right out of the box, hopefully with the first question, he needs to brand her and go back to the brand for the rest of the night. Here's what I mean.
Okay.
Everybody knows what MAGA means, right?
Yes.
We need to define Kamala Harris, and we're going to use the first letters of her name, K-A-M-A. So we got MAGA and Kamala. And Kamala stands for keep, or comma, excuse me, it stands for keep America mediocre always. And when she articulates something stupid, he can come back and say, I referenced comma earlier. That's a comma policy. That's a comma policy. That's a comma policy. And the he communicates at about the 8th or 9th grade level, in my opinion. I've heard that before. And like you were saying earlier, it makes a lot of sense when you're talking about the folks sitting at the drive-thru at Wendy's or whatnot. And comma is a way to keep that in front of them.
Yeah, because like Kamalanomics has a nice ring to it, but it doesn't really mean anything. Bidenomics, if you can stick her with that, I mean, that's a maybe, but that's not her name, so that might not stick. I really like Comrade Kamala because it has a nice ring to it. Sounds like it could be like a real name for like a garage band or something, but it also attaches her to her very real policy prescriptions that line right up with, you know, the comrades of the 20th century. You just have to worry. I think you have to worry about not being too mean there, Matt in Bedford.
I would say, yeah, don't be too mean, but keep that brand in front of her. If he can brand her and then carry that out on the campaign trail, that's a comma policy. You want a comma policy where we're mediocre for generations to come, or are we truly going to make America great again?
You know, you get credit. Matt gets 4 points because that's an original thought. I haven't heard that anywhere else. The keep America mediocre always. You get points for originality. That's not bad. You guys are doing pretty good at this whole political pundit coaching. Have y'all thought about a second career, maybe? Coming up next, one of my favorite guests, Debbie Schlussel, is going to take an absolutely ruthless preview to tonight's debate. I would like to hear your coaching as well. 800-288-9227. 56 days until the election. 3 hours until tonight's debate coverage starts. This is The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Remember, that's Cars with a K.
Hi, Jerry Reynolds for my friends at Norm Reeves Hyundai in Irving. During the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, they've got some amazing offers going on right now. Huge rebates and low interest rates. And you get Hyundai Assurance featuring America's best warranty. 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain. Check it all out at normreeves.com. Low prices, no surprises every day. That's Norm Reeves Hyundai in Irving, 183 in Carl Road, with approved credit through Hyundai Motor Finance. See dealer for details.
Hey, North Texas. For going on 23 years now, families across North Texas have trusted the local experts at Clarity for premium windows and doors for their homes. And Clarity takes a different approach. Here's Melissa Pollard.
We're changing the way that people look at home improvement industry. How many times have we heard the stories, why didn't I call y'all sooner? And how many times, especially in Texas, do we get that, hey, I don't ever open my windows. Can you change it to a picture window? We do that all the time. It's easy. But not only that, I mean, you change the style, the shape, the color, everything, and it just makes your house look completely different.
Trust your friendly, local Clarity Windows and Doors expert and take advantage of 0% financing or get 40% off every other window. Make the call or click them online at ClarityWindows.com for timeless beauty and savings for your home.
Bring clarity to your home. Clarity Windows and Doors.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
Want
Want a Star Plus managed care plan that frees up your time and energy so you can focus on what matters? Check out United Healthcare. We offer whole person care to help you thrive, including no-cost prescription delivery and rights to doctor visits. To learn more about a Star Plus plan from United Healthcare, visit uhccp.com/Texas. That's uhccp.com/Texas.
Smacking, a 5.
Okay, Paul, on a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable is this next one? The word moist.
4.
Okay, we're improving. Now, one more. This can be tough for some. Take a deep breath. Uneven room temperatures.
Okay, no, you know how I feel about
Paul,
that.
Paul, remember what we've talked about. What's our coping strategy?
Milestone.
Yes, Milestone what?
Milestone can fix all uneven room temperatures with the room temperature service for only $189.
If you have one room in your house that is way too hot or way too cold, you don't have to live like that. With our advanced diagnostic tools, we will fix the airflow imbalances in your home in less than 2 hours for only $189. And if your issue's not resolved, we'll refund you your money. Call Milestone today and ask for the Milestone Room Temperature Service.
We'll fix it in a flash.
Are you losing your hair and you want a simple solution that just works? Well, what you want is the best. You want modern technology. You want top-rated physicians, something guaranteed to work. Well, guys, you just described Advanced Hair. They have completely redefined hair restoration to take care of whatever you got. The receding hairline, bald spot, just thinning hair. Advanced Hair has a simple one-day treatment with the most experienced professionals that has worked already on tens of thousands. And get this, it's your own hair. It begins to grow the very next day. It all starts with your free consultation. Call 469-599-HAIR. And if you qualify, you're also going to get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that has redefined hair restoration. Advanced Hair, 469-599-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Holcomb City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station.
Trending now.
Presidential candidates debate live right here, and here comes Hurricane Francine. I'm Kimberly James at the Novak Motors 24/7 News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
Eastbound 80 at Lawson Road, a wreck in Sunnyvale, right lane blocked off there. A closure in Dallas. I-30 westbound is now shut down at Jim Miller for a wreck. Already heavy back to St. Francis. 75 northbound at Lovers Lane. Got a couple of left lanes blocked for a wreck. That's backing you up to Haskell. Louisville, I-35E northbound at 1171 Main. The 3 left lanes are blocked. The hour-long backup to Round Grove Road. I-20 westbound Great Southwest Parkway. That one's in the 2 left lanes. It's heavy to Beltline. And I-20 westbound at Anglin Drive, you've got one in the 2 right lanes. That 30-minute delay to Kelly Elliott. From WBAP's First Traffic on the Ones, I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
The WBAP forecast calling for a cooling off this evening with a low around 70 degrees. Then a slight chance of an isolated shower, maybe storm, most of it east of the Metroplex tomorrow. Tomorrow's high near 87 degrees. Then that old familiar warm-up begins again Friday through your weekend. Well, at least we have seen some cooler temperatures and can be assured relief is once again coming back. Right now, though, it is 88 degrees in both Dallas and Fort Worth. And news brought to you by Classic Chevrolet, Wilhite, Rose & Roberts, and the Good Contractors Store. It will become a hurricane, Hurricane Francine, by the time the big storm in the Gulf of Mexico makes landfall, expected to hit Louisiana tomorrow late afternoon or evening. Texas Governor Greg Abbott warning coastal area Texans to be ready for possible power outages from winds, putting area power companies this time on notice.
Winds can sometimes cause power lines to fall to the ground. When that happens, we fully expect power companies to be prepared in advance to restore those power lines in a matter of hours, not in a matter of days.
It was days and more before many Texans near the Houston area saw power restored the last time there was a major storm in that region. The news not improving in the Middle East, unfortunately. Both the American and UK intelligence chiefs warning today there is a growing threat of war in the Middle East, with a troubling relationship also developing between China, Russia, and Iran. Jennifer Griffin picking up the story.
In their first ever public appearance together, the world's top spy chiefs, CIA Director Bill Burns and Britain's MI6 chief Richard Moore, warned of increased partnerships between Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. Iran has already sent Russia thousands of its Shahed one-way attack drones to kill Ukrainians, and with Iran's help, Moscow has built a giant drone factory shown to produce more of the Iranian drones. Dozens of Russian soldiers have trained inside Iran on the Fateh 360 close-range ballistic missile system, and Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who was in London today, warned that Russia recently received shipments of close-range ballistic missiles from Tehran.
Again, Jennifer Griffin reporting. Tonight is the night for the first and so far the only scheduled presidential candidates debate. News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP will carry it all live tonight. 7 p.m. Texas time. Fox News begins with a pre-debate show. Actual debate beginning at 8. Post-debate analysis by Fox News continuing. All happens again right here on News Talk 820 and FM 93.3 WBAP tonight. In your money news, let's check in with Spencer McGowan, Net Worth Radio.
Recent financial headlines correctly point out the dangers of the $35 trillion in federal government debt. In fact, the U.S. government running a deficit of 28% overspending. On the happy side of the equation, U.S. household assets, $181 trillion, a new record, $161 trillion after subtracting liabilities below $21 trillion, a number that has not significantly increased. That leaves about $120 trillion in investable assets, meaning the U.S. is capable of financing its own debt at the right interest rate. I'm Spencer McGowan, President, McGowan Group, NetWorthRadio.com.
And again at the close, Dow down 93 points, NASDAQ up 141, S&P adding 24. I'm Kimberly James. Next news update, 4:30. Check back several times throughout your day. Keep connected, DFW, with News Talk 820 AM, 93.3 FM WBAP. That for the latest on Decision 2024.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP now on FM at 93.3. Let's go. I would like to open up the show a little bit because we're talking about, obviously, the big story on WBAP is the presidential debate, which you can hear live. Coverage starts in less than 3 hours. The debate starts in about 3 hours and 54 minutes. You can hear it live here. And I've been asking, what would you tell Trump right before he walked out on stage? What was if you were his debate coach, what's the last piece of advice you would give? You know what? I've been a little short-sighted. I would like to open this up to the 6 or 7 people who are Kamala Harris supporters listening to WBAP. If you were on the other side of the stage, what would you tell her before she walked out on stage? What's the last piece of advice you would give your candidate in order for her to look as good as possible in her debate against Trump tonight? I would love to hear from the other side because I really have no idea what you would say. 800-288-9227. Lie about all that socialist stuff you said 5 years ago. Might be a nice distillation. But let's ask my next guest. The great Debbie Schlussel's back on the James Show. And if you were the debate coach for Donald Trump, it's 7:55. He's about to have his name called out on the side stage and have to walk out onto the debate floor. What's the last thing you would whisper in his ear, Debbie?
I would say stay on message. Because when he goes off the rails and he does not stay on message, that's when he gets into trouble. I also might whisper one other thing to him, which is don't menace around Kamala, because remember, he did that with Hillary. He got away with it because people hated Hillary so much. There are people who hate Kamala, but I don't think she's as hated as Hillary Clinton. First of all, people don't know her as well. And secondly, for some reason, she's gotten away with it, I think maybe because she's not as shrill. So I would say those things. And I would also say don't belittle her as a woman. I don't think it'll work with her. I think with Hillary Clinton, just because so many people hated her and they thought that she was rhymes with witch,
right?
That he got away with it because a lot of people wanted to do the same thing. They just didn't like her. So it didn't backfire on him. I think with Kamala, he can't do that as much. Part of it is because she's a minority. The other is that she's not as hated and so on. He's just not going to come off well if he does that. So that's what I would say. I think staying on message is his biggest challenge in all things. When he doesn't stay on it, that's when he gets into trouble, and he doesn't stay on it frequently.
Look, I really struggled with this. What would you tell Kamala if you were her debate coach 1 minute before she walked out on the stage? Do you have any advice for her?
Number one, do not cackle. That cackle, that laughter when you can't answer a question, everyone hates it. We all hate it. We know it means you don't have an answer. It sounds stupid. And by the way, when she says funny things or things she thinks are funny, she also laughs. Good comedians, if you watch them, they never laugh at their own jokes. She laughs not only at things she thinks are jokes or witty one-liners, but as we know, whenever she can't answer questions, it sounds awful. It feeds into the stereotypes, and not even stereotypes, but the things people are saying about her as a female presidential candidate, that she is not ready for prime time, can't answer questions, doesn't know how to handle questions with words when she doesn't have a good answer, and it's so annoying. That cackle, it's in a lot of Trump ads, and I think it's very effective because we all find it so loathsome and annoying. Also, for her, she's going to have to find a way to explain how she had a seismic, sea change in her views on things. She was against fracking. She was really a Marxist. She's really chameleonic, and she's going to have to explain how she does so many 180s.
Well, now, hang on now. Why would she have to explain it? I mean, the moderators are going to ask her about that, but we know how they'll ask her the same way she was asked about it at the CNN debate. They'll throw just a vague chance for her to explain herself. She'll have a pre-prepared response, and I don't think that's going to trip her up at all. In fact, I don't think most of her voters care if she flip-flopped on fracking or banning plastic straws or whatever. They just hate Trump. So this middle group that's on the fence, I'm not sure if that would convince them either.
I don't know what's going to convince the middle group, because I think if you don't have an opinion now on these two people, I wonder about you.
Well, my theory is it's all shallow, personality based. Does Trump sound like a meanie, or is Kamala just a cackling idiot? And I wish it was deeper than that. But this is one of the shortcomings of democracy is you really are beholden to the dumbest voters out there in your society.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a great point.
All right, Debbie Schlussel.
Double the applause.
I'm sorry, we're just out of time now. How do they find you outside of WBAP?
DebbieSchlussel.com, DebbieDoesPolitics.com, and on Instagram at Real Debbie Schlussel, on Twitter at Debbie Schlussel, Facebook Debbie S fan page.
And last time you said that, someone was like, Debbie does politics like the old. Yes, that's on purpose. It's a callback. It's a pop culture reference. You didn't discover anything brilliant. Debbie did that on purpose because she's funny. Thank you, Debbie Schlussel.
Thank you.
All right, the phones are packed, so if you want to get in line, you can try 800-288-9227. We have some amateur political coaches lined up for you next, with your advice on what you would tell the candidates before tonight's debate. That's next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up on Wednesday's WBAP Morning News at 5:17, how did the candidates do in the first debate? Was there a clear winner? Will there be another one? We'll break it all down for you.
And at 6:47, Victoria Coach from the Heritage Foundation stops by. The war between Russia and Ukraine is expanding. She'll tell us what she thinks Russia will do next.
I'm Ernie Brown.
And I'm Monty Cook. I'll have your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb, your sports, and Nicolo say the news updates at the top and bottom of the hour, along with your money news. Al J, he keeps us laughing.
It's all on Wednesday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9 on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Lifestyles Unlimited presents the Wealth and Passive Income Expo, October 2nd through 5th. Learn to retire in 5 years or less. Gain one-on-one access to realtors, lenders, property and asset managers, apartment owners, national syndicators, and trade professionals. Learn from thousands of investors and expert wealth educators on single-family rentals, buying apartments, passive investing, and more. Text keyword EXPO to 88007. That's EXPO to 88007. 88007.
Hi, this is Brandy from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com.
For nearly 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has fought day in and day out for every client we've had the honor of representing. In our town, in our community, we will always be the name you trust. Thomas J. Henry. Available 24/7 nights and weekends. San Antonio, Texas.
Mice of North Texas, I am Gus Gus.
Gus Gus is 7 inches tall.
Yes, I've heard. He gets spacious roofs and makes homes for mice all over North Texas homes. I am Gus Gus, and I see a whole army of mice here to fight. Will you fight?
Fight? For what?
I fight to reclaim our roofs from the Attic Seal Service. Would you be willing to trade everything for one chance, just one chance, to have the attic of a lifetime and tell our great-grandchildren we succeeded? Yeah! My dear mice, I was wrong. It's Firehouse Roofing. Retreat, retreat.
At Firehouse, we look at thousands of DFW roofs a year, and too often we find perfect entry points for pests. When you realize you have pests, it's already too late. This is why we originated the easiest solution with our Attic Seal Service. For this month only, our seal service team is running 20 appointments a day for only $2.99. And it comes with a 24-month no-pest promise, or we'll refund your money. Go to firehouseroofing.com today.
Don't get burned, get a Firehouse roof.
Take your family to the best Christmas show of the year. Pentatonics. Hallelujah, it's a Christmas tour. December 21st at Dickies Arena and December 22nd at American Airlines Center. Pentatonics. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Come celebrate with the Grammy Award-winning favorites. Pentatonics Live.
Are you tired of airport travel hassles? Have you seen your friends loving life and living free from hassles in their new RV? If you answered yes, you need to come to the Southwest RV Super Show. You'll find your great escape with every kind of RV, tiny trailers to gigantic motorhomes and fifth wheels, closeouts on 2024 models, and the first look at 2025 models, manufacturer's reps, free seminars, and great deals. Parking is free at the Southwest RV Super Show, September 12th through the 15th, Dallas Market Hall. Discount tickets at southwestrvsupershow.com.
I-30 on that westbound side, Jim Miller, the freeway shut down for the wreck with a 35-minute backup already building back to Buckner Boulevard. 75 northbound at Lovers Lane, got a couple of left lanes blocked. That's a 30-minute delay to Haskell. 635 westbound at I-35E, a new wreck takes away 3 left lanes. I-35E northbound at 1171 Main in Louisville, that one's in the 3 left lanes, and it's heavy to 3040 Round Grove Road, an hour-long backup. 920 westbound at Great Southwest Parkway, the 3 left lanes are closed. That's still heavy to Beltline Road. With WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
Brought to you by carsforkids.org.
Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org to make a difference in the lives of kids. Free towing from carsforkids.org, plus a $50 gift card.
Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
The most important election in our lifetime. Decision 2024. Our nation is at a crossroads. Keep connected, DFW, for 24/7 coverage. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on 93.3 FM.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. It's a special night tonight on WBAP. I'm sorry if we're geeking out a little bit, but this is our Super Bowl. It's the presidential election. It only happens every 4 years, so it's even bigger than the Super Bowl. We don't even get to do this once a year. But this is far more consequential than the Lombardi Trophy. We're just picking the most powerful person on planet Earth. No big deal. And in this, it looks like we're only going to get one debate. We're only expecting now one debate between the two major candidates who are going to be on the ballot that we all have to decide on in 56 days. And so this is going to be a hyper important 90 minutes for a lot of the American voters to actually find out who the hell are we voting for and what do they stand for and how are they governed different. And these are all pretty important decisions. So the question is, in this debate, if you were the coach, what would you tell the candidates? What would you like to see out of the candidates? If you could whisper in the ear before they walk out on stage with one last little piece of advice, what would it be? 800-288-9227. Abby in Fort Worth, you're next up on the James Show. What do you think about the debate tonight, Abby?
Howdy. I think it's definitely going to be interesting. And I really hope that, especially from my Gen Z perspective, I hope that Kamala doesn't make such a big deal about making memes, because quite frankly it makes us look stupid as a generation.
About making memes?
Yes, she's making memes and joking and propagandizing a little bit, and I just want to hear real political issues. I don't want to hear digs at the other candidate on both ends. Can we just listen to each other?
So who are you voting for as it stands now?
I really don't know. I want to see tonight.
Okay, now you're an undecided, but nobody hates you because you said you're Gen Z, so you're too young to even have a strong opinion. In fact, we kind of like that, actually. The people.
Whoa! I voted in the last election.
Okay, who'd you vote for in the last election?
I voted for Trump in the last election.
Oh, really? But you're not.
Indeed.
But he didn't keep your vote over the last 4 years? What has changed your mind, or I should say at least opened up your mind?
Honestly, I just want to be as informed as possible, and I want to see what Kamala has to offer. Quite frankly, it's not looking great, but I think she still deserves a shot.
What would you like Trump to do tonight?
Listen to her. I don't want him to be so concerned about what he's going to say next, and I want him to actually listen.
How can you tell if someone's listening?
They're not talking.
Okay, so talk less. Now we got some answers here. Now you sound more open-minded than the typical Gen Zer, and not to stereotype people of an entire age group, but the polls bear out that the youngest demographic leans pretty heavily blue. Is that the observation you have on the ground, or are y'all more open-minded than you get credit for?
Yeah, no, sir. Down here in Texas, I think if you ask around, you'd be surprised.
Well, see, I live way out in Bug Tussle, though, so I live in such a hyper-red community, and in my tiny little town, my kids and their friends, and I get to meet their parents and whatnot. That's my observation, is that they're overwhelmingly pro-Trump, but everybody is out there, and it doesn't really matter because there's only 2,000 people in the town I live in now. So, even if all of us vote for Team Red, it's not going to sway the difference. We've got to start winning over giant chunks of people, and the polls say we're not doing a very good job of that.
Yeah, and I think, especially with Gen Z, I've noticed Kamala tries a lot to, make memes and jokes to relate to our generation, but I feel like it's dumbing us down.
Are you making a reference to the They Not Like Us bit from the BET Music Awards?
Oh. No. Do you know about Brat Summer?
Yes, I do know about Brat Summer and the Green.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so she's too cool.
Kamala Summer. Yeah.
Well, I think you're overly representing your age cohort. I think a lot of them love that stuff. I think a lot of them think that's the coolest. And, oh, look, she's wearing Timberlands just like us. We got to support her, y'all. She's going to be a better representation than that 80-year-old billionaire guy. I appreciate you calling in, Abby.
Yes, sir.
Call in anytime, because we need to hear more from Gen Z, and especially female Gen Z. That is a very small constituency in the WBAP audience, and I would like to remedy that. I would like to hear more from people at Abby's age. Who's next? Oh, my goodness. Some of y'all been waiting for a while. Jim in Oklahoma, you're next up on WBAP. What do you want to see at the debate tonight, sir?
Well, Well, number one, I would say don't attack her personally. Number two, attach her concretely to the policies of the last 4 years. Do not let her detach herself from the policies of the last 4 years. And once you establish that attachment, go with those policies like hell on wheels.
So how do you do that? Because if you call it Kamalanomics, that's not a thing yet. If you call it Bidenomics, you're using somebody else's name, and would that work to attach her to the policies? Like, what's the verbiage you would use? How would you attach her to the current policies?
Something to the effect of making sure that she is in office. They are her policies as well as Biden's. She could change them. She could make a difference today. She doesn't have to wait till November or January to make a difference. She's in power right now to make a difference now, but she's not doing it. So she owns the policies that are in place, regardless of who wrote it.
Yeah, you know, if you could make that happen, you know, you see the polls, like how many people want change or how many people think Donald Trump's the better change candidate. You know, that's the card she's trying to play. And if he can take that from her, that would be a political coup. That would be a very persuasive move. I'm just not sure if he can do it. Remember, he's going to have his mic selectively muted. He's not allowed to directly address her or ask her questions, and the moderators sure as hell aren't going to do that job. So if he can pull it off, that would be amazing. It's just, I don't know how he would do it. Deborah in Dallas, you're next up on WBAP. What do you want to see at the debate tonight?
First and foremost, I would like for him to start off with paying respect and honoring all those that lost their lives at 9/11, and remind all Americans of the risk that we are at with open borders, and just remind the listeners that Kamala was one that wanted to defund the police when those brave men were the ones that were running in buildings. And I think that alone speaks volumes, just remembering 9/11.
You know, I don't think any of the rest of us made that connection yet, Debbie. Yeah, we're just a few hours away from another 9/11 anniversary. It'll be 23 years.
Tonight would be a profound moment to bring all that up.
That's pretty good thinking. That's pretty good thinking. That might win some people over. Not bad.
Absolutely. I think it will help bond and show his patriotism for this country and why he is so strong against protecting our country with closed borders and honoring the police and the firemen that lost their lives.
All right, Deborah, you're going to get 5 points when you have a thought that I haven't heard or read anywhere else. You got it, Garrett. 5 points for Debbie in Dallas. Not Debbie does that. Debbie in Dallas. Thank you very much. 800-288-9227 if you want to get in on the conversation. I'll be taking some more calls. But coming up next, you're going to hear from Mike Traina, the WBAP news guy. He was at a protest today. And are the Free Palestine people back at it again on college campuses, even in our own backyard? Find out in about 5 minutes on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
When you're hot or cold or the water doesn't flow, think Airco.
Airco Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing has been locally owned for 35 years and has earned thousands of 5-star ratings. Airco will fix your home's AC, plumbing, or drain problems fast, too, with no extra fees, nights, or weekends. Mention WBAP and get $50 off any repair. Call 877-ITS-AIRCO or schedule online at airco.com.
Airco, we bring comfort home. School is back, and so is the constant use of your garage door. The average garage door is 47% louder than it should be. That's the gentle hum of your refrigerator versus your neighbor's leaf blower at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. At Wellborn Garage, we guarantee a smoother, quieter door. Call today and ask for the Wellborn Whisper service. Scheduling is easy at callwellborngarage.com.
Open the door to quality and more. Wellborn Garage Doors.
You might think growing your business is intimidating, complicated, scary. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be. For experts like us, growing your business is exciting, inspiring, empowering. At Bank OZK, we offer competitive financing, flexible terms, and potentially lower down payments. Growing your business starts today. Visit your local Dallas branch or ozk.com/business to learn more. Bank OZK. Greater awaits. Member FDIC. All loans subject to credit and underwriting approval.
Did you know Fox 4 brings you local news at 6:30 p.m.? It's right after our 6 p.m. news, our 5:30 p.m. news, our 5 p.m. news, and Fox 4 News at 4. Come home to local news, no matter when you come home. Always here for you. Fox 4. Last Call with Steve Noviello.
Last call.
Now 5 nights a week.
Well, the show where my panel makes the last call, but you always get the final word.
Every night at 11 after Free for All. Stay up with Fox 4.
You know, sometimes the best getaway, just for a few minutes, you'll find it in your new shower because it's not just a shower anymore, it's amazing. Statewide Remodeling has been turning your standard bathroom and shower into luxury escapes for over 30 years. And here in DFW, they're the exclusive provider for Kohler Luckstone products. Have you ever seen those? They're made of 70% crushed stone for a beautiful finish. It's really eye-catching and it's very easy to clean. If you still have a tile box for a shower, if the bathroom is dated, make a change. Statewide Remodeling, 214-214-6000. Once you pick colors and designs, the installation, it won't take long, 1 or 2 days at most. And it all comes with a lifetime warranty. Plus, now is the time to get it done. Why? Well, you get 75% off installation plus 24-month financing with no payments and no interest. That means no payments for 2 full years and 0% interest. Statewide Remodeling, 214-214-6000. Call them today, 214-214-6000.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
America's political future could hang on tonight's big presidential candidate debate. I'm Kimberly James from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
I-30 westbound at Jim Miller, 2 right lanes blocked off for the wreck. It's still heavy back to Buckner Boulevard. Then 75 northbound at Lovers. You got a couple of left lanes taken away. That 30-minute backup to Haskell. 635 westbound at I-35E. The wreck in the 3 right lanes is slowing you back to Marsh Lane. That's an added 40-minute delay. I-35E northbound, 1171 Main in Louisville. Still got 3 left lanes blocked. An hour-long backup to Round Grove Road. And 1 in Fort Worth on I-30 eastbound at Rosedale. That one blocks the right lane. With WBAP's first traffic on the ones, I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox, gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
I'm WFA meteorologist Kyle Roberts. Our nice fall days will be coming to an end. Warmer mornings and a little more humid afternoons will be the case the rest of the week into the weekend. 70 for the low tonight, 88 the high tomorrow for your Wednesday. Also could see a few spotty showers or storms at 20% coverage. 88 again on Thursday, but then it's up to 94 Friday, 98 Saturday, and this upcoming Sunday's high is 96.
And right now, 88 degrees in both Dallas and Fort Worth. News brought to you by Classic Chevrolet, the Good Feet Store, and Mueller Incorporated. The presidential candidates debate is at 8 Texas time with the hour now drawing near.
I am told that President Trump is going to head here straight from Mar-a-Lago. I'm told by the campaign that he's cool, calm, collected, and well-read on Vice President Kamala Harris's track record going all the way back to her San Francisco DA days. And that is the strategy tonight for Team Trump. He's going to try to force Harris to own up to basically every domestic and foreign policy failure, as they call it, over the last 4 years, and also lay out her liberal record.
Aishna Hasni there reporting from Philadelphia. News Talk 820 AM and 93.3 FM WBAP will carry the entire affair live for you. Fox News pre-debate show at 7 Texas time, the debate itself at 8, and Fox Network analysis of the debate following all of that live right here tonight. In other headlines, Francine will be a hurricane by the time it strikes Louisiana tomorrow late afternoon or in the evening, perhaps even as it skirts the Texas coast. Governor Greg Abbott putting Texas coastal power companies on notice. Be prepared to quickly repair downed power lines should the weather disrupt that power once again. In your money news, check your refrigerator for Aldi's cream cheese. That made by Schreiber Foods. A recall focused on possible salmonella contamination has grown to almost the entire United States. Call Aldi if you're uncertain if your Aldi Schreiber Foods cream cheese may be in this recall for possible salmonella contamination. Ups and downs on Wall Street today. Dow off 93 points. NASDAQ is up 141. S&P index up by 24 at the close. I'm Kimberly James. Your next news update at 5. Check back several times throughout your day. Keep connected, DFW, with News Talk 820 AM and 93.3 FM WBAP for the latest on Decision 2024.
If the Major League Baseball season ended today, the defending World Series champion Texas Rangers would be on the outside looking in. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. Fortunately, the season doesn't end today, but with less than 3 weeks remaining, the clock is ticking on this Rangers team being able to chase down the Astros in the division. Houston has a 4.5-game lead on Seattle, and Texas is 7.5 games back. The Astros, if you look at analytics, have 96% odds of clinching a postseason berth. So that leaves the wild card as a better chance to get in. But the Rangers are going to have to get really hot in these final 18 games. And I'm being optimistic. Texas is 6 back in the wild card with 7 teams in front of them. The odds aren't in their favor, but you never know. Rangers also announced yesterday they're adding top pitching prospect Kumar Rocker to the roster. The 6'5 right-hander set to make his major league debut on Thursday night. Rocker, who played at Vanderbilt, drafted with the 3rd pick in 2022. That's your Tuesday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
This report is brought to you by North Texas Giving Day.
Communities Foundation of Texas is proud to present North Texas Giving Day. A little goes a long way when North Texans all give at once. Give now through September 19th at northtexasgivingday.org. This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Burrito. Wendy's Breakfast Burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon, or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Traffic and weather on the ones mornings. From DFW's most experienced traffic and weather experts, Monty Cook and Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton. Only on 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey, welcome back to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. You know, this weekend was, for some people, it was the start of football season. For other people, it was the start of dove season. For some people, it was the start of protesting season. Do we now have protesting season? Mike Train is coming on now. He's with the WBAP news crew. And you got sent out to cover a protest. When and where was this happening, Mike?
Well, James was at the University of Texas, Dallas, UT Dallas campus in Richardson. Same place they had a protest last May, where if you remember, they had a barricade up. They refused to take down the barricade, and then 9 students were arrested for trespassing. And that's where I went today, because they're having another protest today, a little different than the one in May, as they didn't have the plywood set up with tires and chains all latched together, and of course tents in the encampment. They prevented everyone in Chess Plaza from traveling through, students, faculty, and they kind of commandeered the place. Today, a little bit different. It was all open. They had police officers on hand just in case. And even the protesters said that we need to do this peacefully. And of course, they didn't allow them to have signs with sticks on them because they could be broken off and used as weapons, they said. So it was more of a peaceful protest, but you had the general chants and things of that nature, pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel chants of that nature today. About 100 or so, well, I wouldn't call them all students, but there were 100 representatives there for the pro-Palestinian group as they were protesting and chanting.
See, this sounds so much better than the just deliberate, planned chaos they have at so many other college campuses around this country. Who gets credit? Who do we need to thank for actually enforcing the rules and not letting this get out of hand?
Well, I would say, James, would probably be our good men and women in blue. They were on campus and probably back in May when they went ahead and they repeatedly had told the students they had to take down their barricade and allow people through there. And then they refused to do so repeatedly. And then they handed them a letter and said, okay, we're going to have to arrest you and you may be expelled from school. And then, of course, they took down the encampment and then they arrested 9 students for trespassing. Those students are actually on campus today facing a hearing with UT Dallas administration talking about their consequences for that. So the protesters are there in support of them and saying that nothing was done against the law and they should just have the charges dropped and allow them to come back on campus, because those 9 students weren't allowed to come back to campus, James, until this is resolved or until things are remedied that way through the law system.
Do we know if this is a one-day thing, or are they going to come back up and pick up the mantle tomorrow, or do we even know?
Well, they sent out a message, of course, to the media. They wanted the media there, and they said from 12:30 until 5 today, they would be protesting and chanting and in support of course, those 9 students. They didn't say anything else if they're coming back tomorrow or anything like that. I assume it's going to be the one-day event. Obviously, they won't be allowed to encamp there like they did the first time back in May. But, a lot more peaceful today, but the chants were there. And they also were trying to draw attention, of course, to the war in Gaza. And there's some companies that have an association with UT Dallas, General Dynamics and, of course, Boeing. They're saying 5 companies that make bombs that are being used by the Israeli army in Gaza, bombing and things of that nature. They want the university to divest from those companies, and that's what their protest is about today. They don't want them to have any association with them as repercussions for what's happening over in Gaza.
Okay. Any sign of counter protesters?
No, didn't see any Israeli supporting groups or anything of that nature. It was just a pro-Palestinian group, like I said, 100 representatives there, and got a chance to talk to one of them named. And it's interesting. Every time I've interviewed someone from this group over at UT Dallas, they only get first names. So Aisha is the young lady's name, and she basically, informed me about all the things they're protesting and their take on what happened in May, saying the students didn't do anything wrong, breaking the law, even though trespassing is, you barricade something. And
you break the law, you're doing something wrong, Aisha. Come on.
Yeah. So, she kind of had a direct contradiction with that, because obviously the video evidence shows they had everything enclosed and not allowing anybody through. So,
man,
it was a lot different than it was last May. So, yeah, a little bit different tone.
I've seen a lot of these protests, and I've noticed that they want us to divest from the people that are making the bombs that the Israelis are using against the Palestinians. But I never hear the complaints about the bombs that are being used by the Palestinians against the Israelis. No one wants to boycott those. Huh? It's the damnedest thing, Mike Traina.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Companies make those.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
Thank you for your report from the ground and going and checking that out for us. I guess it is protest season. We'll see if it was a one-off or if it continues in the future days. Thank you again to Mike Traina. All right, I'll get back to you guys and the great job you are doing as a political science coach. If you want to jump in on this last segment, 800-288-9227. What would you tell Donald Trump right before he walks out on stage for tonight's debate, which is happening in about 3 hours and 20 minutes? This is The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Trump. She's a radical left Marxist, and she'll destroy our country.
Harris.
Unlike Donald Trump, I will always put the middle class first.
The ABC presidential debate simulcast on Fox News Radio with Democracy 24 pre- and post-debate reporting and analysis. Hosted by Jared Halpern and Jessica Rosenthal. The ABC presidential debate simulcast on Fox News Radio.
The first and possibly only presidential debate.
Tonight at 7.
Keep connected, DFW. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now new on FM at 93.3.
Are you feeling the impact of the recent changes in the timeshare industry? My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you. For over a decade, they've successfully helped over 20,000 owners get out. With an A+ rating at the BBB and thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their priority. For a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, call 844-284-4864. That's 844-284-4864. or LoneStarTransfer.com.
Do you or someone you know have foundation issues? Call Accurate Foundation Repair, 972-623-2500. We've been serving the DFW Metroplex over 25 years with over 20,000 satisfied customers. Accurate offers you a true lifetime transferable warranty backed by a third-party insurance company. Call now and receive a $500 discount on your foundation repair. Call 972-623-2500 or on the web at AccurateFoundationRepair.com.
Accurate Foundation Repair. We give you a lift for the whole lot less.
A secure retirement just doesn't happen by accident. When that day comes, what's most important to you? Are you sure to have more money than month? What about unexpected medical costs? Do you want to leave something to the kids or the grandkids? I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know we specialize in these questions and can help make your retirement dream a reality with some of the highest guarantees in the business. Imagine getting up to a guaranteed 12% growth on your retirement income and up to a 30% bonus up front just for opening an account. If you have funds sitting idle in an old 401k or IRA, consider guaranteeing it to secure the peace of mind you deserve. Don't leave your financial security to chance. Take advantage of the highest guarantees I've seen in my career. Call Trajan today at 469-579-3500. That's 469-579-3500. Or visit us online at TrajanWealth.com.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
When you're hot or cold or the water doesn't flow, think
Airco Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing has been locally owned for 35 years and has earned thousands of 5-star ratings. Airco will fix your home's AC, plumbing, or drain problems fast, too, with no extra fees, nights, or weekends. Mention WBAP and get $50 off any repair. Call 877-ITS-AIRCO or schedule online at airco.com.
Airco, we bring comfort home.
Hello, Patriots. This is Cara for Nation's Pure Water Systems. We want to let all WBAP listeners know that we are thrilled to test, treat, and beat any well water chemistry out there. Call us today for a free test, and you will know the status of your water and the best solution. Smell, scale, safety, and purity are all on the list. Before we leave your driveway, you will see and taste the difference. Call me, Cara, at 888-763-0050 or go online to nationspure.com.
Still very busy out there. Got a whole lot of problems to get in the way. The one that we had on I-30 moving on the westbound side at 635 cleared out, so at least that's looking a little bit better. I-30 westbound at Jim Miller, the right lane blocked, heavy to Highway 80. Then 75 northbound at Lover's Lane, the two left lanes are blocked. That's heavy into downtown. I-35E northbound at Commonwealth got a couple left lanes blocked. Slow back to Oak Lawn. 635 westbound ramp to I-35E, that ramp partially blocked off. Louisville, I-35E northbound at Main Street, 3 left lanes are blocked. 45-minute back up to Round Grove Road. I-35E northbound around the Bush Turnpike, a new one in the 2 right lanes. And a wreck in Arlington, I-30 westbound at Fielder, that one blocks the right lane. With WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
Brought to you by CarsForKids.org.
CarsForKids.org is the best vehicle donation charity, helping kids go from surviving to thriving. CarsForKids.org picks up vehicles in any condition for free.
CarsForKids.org.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Welcome back to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Akbar on Facebook says, debate is a waste of time. Let the early voting begin. It's hard to imagine how someone doesn't have their mind made up, but we heard from one of them. That's why that was an important call earlier from, was that Abby in Fort Worth? No, not everyone has their mind made up. Some people are, had to be early 20s. She said she was Gen Z. And so some people are just figuring out for the world. I have a 30-year history of observing politics. I'm a little bit older. Of course, I know what's going on and I'm set in my ways. Same with most of the people listening. But no. Debating's a waste of time for you, Akbar. It's a waste of time for me. It's a waste of time for a lot of people listening on WBAP right now, but not everybody. Some people are actually going to use tonight's content to make their decision on who should be the most powerful person on planet Earth for the next 4 years. To the phones we go. Gerald in Lancaster, you're next up on WBAP. What are you expecting in tonight's debate, sir?
Well, I think one of Trump's main problems with the people who don't like him and don't like the way he speaks is the fact that he doesn't complete his sentences. He'll race on to the next thought before completing a sentence. He'll say enough that you think that you know what he's talking about, and he'll move to the next one. So my advice to him would be, slow down. Don't let your brain get ahead of your mouth. I think he fails to get his message across to some of the folks who can't uptake that so fast. You made a comment earlier about having to appeal to the dumber voters.
The dumbest among us. Their vote counts just as much as mine and yours.
And I think he'd benefit by slowing down and completing his sentences.
Yeah, I also like the case that was made by, I think that was Patty, that said he needs to speak quickly, get done, and leave as much time for her to talk as possible, because her greatest enemy is free time. And once she runs out of scripted stuff that they've been pumping in her head during this debate prep, that's when we might actually get some real Kamala Harris. And by real Kamala Harris, I mean the Kamala Harris that would not help her with the voters.
Yeah, give her enough rope to hang herself.
Or just be herself, because them policies that she learned from her Marxist dad, they come out whenever she goes off script, and they have not helped her thus far. Good call, Gerald. Let's go to Tim in Fort Worth. You're next up on the James Show. What do you expect at tonight's debate?
Hey, James, kind of the same thing. I'd like to piggyback off your last caller. I think instead of finishing his sentences, I think it's his explanation. Many of us who have followed Trump, by the way, I voted for him last time, and it doesn't matter if we have a debate or not. I'm voting for him again. But his explanation doesn't get all the way to the end because he's too quick to want to rebut like he did against Biden. You know, he wanted to Biden would accuse him of something. He wants to rebut that. I think he needs to lay off the rebuttals. Let him accuse all they want to. I think he needs to stick to his policies because she doesn't have any.
Well, kids do this, and a couple of my ex-girlfriends do this. When you're actually having a debate, they're not trying to get to the truth or get the correct answer or really see who's right or wrong. They're just trying to win the moment. And it's that sort of childish, immature instinct, which I have a bad problem with doing this radio show when I talk to people. I hear myself doing it too. But I don't have to get people to vote for me at the ballot box. I just need them to not turn the channel. I think you got some good advice there, Tim.
Well, I think he can stump her if he'll maybe not accuse her, but turn back on and question her policies and her stances compared to his in a very nice, respectful manner. And I agree with the other caller. Give her plenty of free time to try to explain where her stances are, and I think we'll see that she doesn't have any.
Well, I think your two adjectives are what a lot of people feel. You need to be nice. You need to be respectful. The one thing that can burn you with people that are on the fence is if you come across as a jerk, or if you just give them a soundbite that all CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CBS and NBC, they're not going to be watching this debate and reporting on it to tell the American people what was discussed and what they missed. They're going to try and find that little 12-second soundbite that they can use against you. The one little clip that makes you sound as bad as possible. That will be their headline, and he just can't give them that. Viral video I found did something genius. They took a recent Kamala Harris when she goes off the cuff and tries to be personable and likable and does that awkward laugh thing. They put it to the Seinfeld theme. Watch how well this fits. She's talking about coffee lids, but you put the Seinfeld theme under it. It sounds like.
You know how those lids are, because this is, well, I'm just going to speak, okay? So this is it. So you know how those lids on the Starbucks cups, they're white, right? And so if you wear lipstick, they get all over the lid. And so then I find myself in meetings if I'm the only woman, and that's kind of, and so I keep taking the lid off and having my cup out so that I don't have that big lipstick mark on the lid. So I said, can we do something about the color of the lid? So that was that conversation.
No, I don't. There's no. Oh, wait for it. Yeah, now it's done. No, there's no evidence she was drunk. Garrett, shame on you for making such a negative observation. She was 100% sober and she sounded that weird. A couple of reminders, 56 days until the election. Tonight, the unofficial debate watching party, because it's not a WBAP event, it's an American Jewish Conservatives event. I'm going to be there with Alan West, you know him, the Attorney General Ken Paxton's going to be there. I'm going to have a whole bunch of bingo cards at the Angelica Movie Theater, so come on out to Mockingbird Station if you don't already have plans. If you do just want to watch it from home but play bingo, go find the bingo cards. They're linked on the WBAP Facebook and X. And the next event we have coming up is just on Thursday. The Dallas County Republicans, Alan West and crew, put together the John Rich concert at Gillies. That's going to have some other muckety-mucks there, but the quick details on that for Thursday from John Rich.
Hey, folks, your buddy John Rich here. I cannot wait to see you at Gillies in Dallas, Texas on September the 12th. I'm bringing the whole band, Cowboy Troy. It's going to be an absolute blast. Lots of great high-energy country music and a lot of patriotism as well. We're going to celebrate our freedom and have one heck of a good time. Make sure you get your tickets, and I'll see you there. God bless you. God bless America.
All right, so hell of a show. You now have your homework. If you need some bingo cards, let me know. If you already got your bingo cards, send me the result, james@wbap.com. Thanks for hanging out. I'm James Parker. This has been The James Show on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
At the Wilhite Law Firm, we handle accident cases differently. If you're injured, we'll drive to your home to meet you. We'll return every call and keep you updated every step of the way. Here's the difference. We were awarded Best Law Firm in 2023 because we work with you side by side. We win big for our clients. Texas-size settlements big. Get your free case review at WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com. WilhiteWins.com. Don't delay. Click today.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome.
Now for A Prayerful Pause, brought to you by Christian Science churches in your community. From the New King James Bible, Exodus 33. If I have found grace in your sight, show me now your way, that I may know you, and that I may find grace in your sight. And God said, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before you. If you like this message, call and let us know at 214